see an enemy team, you're like, oh fuck, and you just take off, and then you're like, it's like that moment in Heat. You're like covering each other's backs. Oh, okay, go. Okay, I'll.
There's always something that goes wrong, right? Every time I start it, I went to undeafen, and I'm like, my key's not working. And it was like a good 3 seconds, and then I was like,
apart.
I've undeafened now, but now I've not unmuted my actual microphone. So one day we'll do it, and it'll work perfectly.
Oh yeah, no worries.
But
that's how it happens.
To episode 4.
Yo.
4 episodes deep already. Who'd have thought?
That's awesome, man.
We've bashed out 3 in. We did 1 in the space of 2 years, and then 3 in the space of a month now.
That's right.
So,
we're staying consistent. We are chugging them out.
So as long as we're either going to go 3 over the next 3 years, or we're going to do 6 in a month. It's going to one or the other.
Exactly. Depending on how we're feeling. Who
knows?
So,
that's the way we do it. We just wing it.
Yep.
But episode 4, as you saw by the title, I should probably move my notes over here for now. But episode 4 is going to be talking about Death Stranding, which Coops has been highly addicted to.
Oh god, yeah, dude, I am hopelessly addicted to it right
very
now.
Good. I saw some things that Keanu was on because he finished it a few days ago, and I watched a bit of JP play it. It looks a lot more interesting than the original. I don't know, like, story-wise, whether the story's any better. I think before we get deep into it,
sure.
I think it looks a lot more out there. I think he sprinkled a bit of Kojima in the last one, and then this one he's just opened the full bag of Kojima. You know,
yeah, it's a good way to
just from what I've seen certain things. I'm like, okay, what is this game? So yeah, we're going to be talking about that. Although I've not played it, Coops has played a lot of it. I've seen some bits of it, but I have no idea. I don't even know what the story is really. We're going to be talking about another Resident Evil game got announced. Oh my god! Don't get too excited. It is only a mobile.
Awesome. Oh no! Don't cheat on it yet. I'm sure it'll be great.
It could be new. It could be Resident Evil Go. Imagine that. It could replace Pokemon Go for me. Do some.
Hold on, Fluff. There's a Leon Kennedy outside my window.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta go catch him real quick.
Get some Resident Evil balls to go and catch some zombies.
There's a 5-star Jill. There's a 5-star Jill Valentine. Oh no, it's just a Sheva. Never mind. It's just a fucking Sheva. Never mind, man.
Oh god. So we'll talk a bit about that. Although nothing.
Don't hate me. I like Sheva. Jesus Christ.
Nothing has been announced for that yet, apart from they've said more to come on the 10th. Today is the 7th for me.
Oh, so we got
6th for Coops.
Yeah,
so we got a few
days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. And then we're going to talk about Stop Killing Games and how Pirate Software is single-handedly going to save gaming by being the evil,
by killing them,
by being the pantomime villain.
Yes. Yep.
So,
yep. Like we were saying, you were saying it too. You brought it up. Yep. He's gonna take credit.
It's on my list. It's on my list that if it doesn't happen, I die. It's like I've made a deal with the devil. That's how certain I am. I'm gonna have infinite wealth. Or if he doesn't take claim to it, or he's gonna do something. He's gonna say,
"You're just gonna die instantly."
I've agreed to the devil that I can die. You can have me.
Yeah.
And then we'll also talk about 28 years later.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Which I feel now we're past the point of if you wanted to really go and see the film, you would have gone and seen it. It's been like 2-3 weeks, I think.
Okay, so we can go into spoilers.
Oh yeah,
and also
warning. We're not doing recorded live this time. We're recording it. Well, we're recording it live, but it's not live on Twitch.
Yep.
So if Coops, he has a habit of dropping the N-bomb, I can edit it out. It's fine.
No,
we're on Twitch. On Twitch.
This doesn't happen.
I have to jump on the manual bleeper. So.
Oh, you have an edit, but you have an actual dump button. I love it. I can't believe you'd leak our DMs
Oh
like that.
damn!
Jesus
I know.
Christ. I only say it when I'm singing certain songs. Come
Yeah,
on.
that's it. Nursery rhymes. It's just nursery rhymes.
Yeah, yeah, just Mother Goose nursery rhymes whenever she drops it.
um.
Oh, Jesus
So
Christ. We're
yeah, I
already canceled.
think there's a couple of other streamer stuff that we'll talk about as well, which I think is good.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
to start with, Death Stranding.
Okay. Nice. Here we
I
go.
I like that. When Kojima announced Death Stranding 1, he kind of oh no, actually, before we talk about Death Stranding, it was
Sure.
how was the American 4th of July? We did go into it a little
Oh,
bit before when we
sure.
first got in the call,
About
but how was your 4th of July?
yeah, about our humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, about hey, how are you doing, buddy? How are you IRL? No, I'm good. 4th of July was good. Spent time with the family. Boots went and bought some fireworks.
Ooh,
And so yeah, we had some fireworks. So we lit those off on the what was it on the 4th? Was it last night? Did we do it
that'd
last night? I'm
be
so confused.
Friday night.
Um,
So yeah,
but yeah, so we
well, the weekend, wasn't it?
yeah, we just ate good food and lit fireworks off and just Kona
Mm.
celebrated and that was it.
I like it that like
Smoked a bunch of smoke.
in America,
Just give me a Herf.
even though like shit is going off everywhere,
Sure.
I still like it that you still celebrate stuff like that. In
Oh
England,
yeah. Oh yeah.
it's kind of it's not frowned upon to be
Sure.
patriotic, but people don't really do it anymore. Like we did street party. Well, we didn't, but I know people did street parties for like
Okay.
V-Day, for like Victory Day, when the World War II anniversary.
Oh sure.
And I think that's really cool, and I think it should be like celebrated more because there's far too much now that we all separate each other. You
Sure.
know,
Especially after really all started after COVID big time,
yeah,
Everyone got so secluded and kind of
just
got
used to their
comfortable.
own just company,
And
aren't
it's
they?
hard to try to, yeah, I love my peace and quiet too, and I
Mm,
love those moments to, just kinda chill.
yeah.
But then you do have to you're like you were saying, you have to get out there and, like,
Oh,
it's
definitely.
spend time with friends and family and, it's good for us.
Mm.
It's good for the mental health, it
That's
really
it.
is.
Yeah, it's not. It
It's
might not
good
be
for us.
about be proud to be whatever, but it's just time to be with family,
Sure.
innit? It's like Christmas.
Right.
Are
Gives us a
are
reason to
we
hang together.
really like? Are we celebrating it for Jesus? Are we fuck? No, I just want my
Yeah, no
toys. What I'm
shit.
gonna get or
Right.
whatever. So
Exactly,
it's the
and
same
spend
thing
time
for
with
that, innit?
people.
It's like,
Right. It's the gift of giving. I just
yeah,
love giving so
that's it.
much.
Yeah, yeah, I
That's
love
what we
it.
all say.
I'm definitely.
Well, we all say
Yeah,
the right things.
but
Yep.
yeah. 4th of July. I didn't do much. We obviously don't
Okay.
celebrate it here. We actually celebrate you lot leaving. You know, you kicking us out. Yeah,
Right,
we were
Jesus
like, oh
Christ.
shit, they've took their country. Oh damn, we'll have to leave them.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Yep.
But no, we had
You
like a
guys have
little.
what is it?
We
The
had
Boston Tea Party?
yeah,
You just throw a bunch of tea
that's it.
into
Tea
the
and
lake or
crumpets.
river or whatever you have.
Oh, tea and
Yeah,
crumpets.
tea and biscuits
Oh,
and sausage rolls. We
oh,
have
oh.
Greg's.
Hey, mate,
Yeah.
you've got McDonald's. We got sausage rolls, mate. We know what's winning.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Diabetes. That's what's winning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's the
I'm
only
down for
winner.
that. I'll take it. We have Ozempic now. We have all these
Yeah,
different
we've
diet
got
loss things, so
you've got
we can just
Ozempic,
reverse
we've
it.
got what's it, Monjaro.
Yep, there's Mounjaro. Oh,
See,
there's all sorts of them
just
now,
like
so we can fix it.
you've got McDonald's, we got Greg's, you've got Ozempic,
Yeah,
we got Monjaro. So
right. No, we got the same shit, so you can do that now. So and people are trying to get diabetes so they can get,
yeah,
um,
it's
on these
because
medications.
you can get it. You used to be able to get
So
it privately here. I know a few people
oh,
that have been on
really?
it. Yeah, so it
Okay.
was a bit dodgy. You go to a website and you would go to like a qualified doctor,
Sounds legit. A Russian doctor?
and then
"Hello, I have
yeah, but it
Mounjaro
was
for
like
you.
an
Back
NHS
in van."
doctor, but it wasn't on the NHS at the time. And
Okay.
they would, I don't know how they would get the drug, but you would basically, there was a big documentary on it in the UK because people were lying. So they were saying, "Oh, I'm 17 stone, I'm only 5'4", and
Oh,
really they were 9 stone, and they wanted to get abs. Like there were girls that wanted to just look like you know perfect for the beach, for Ibiza or
supermodels,
whatever.
right.
So they were going on
Ridiculously
it,
skinny.
and because they don't need to be fucking on it, because you don't need
No.
it, they were getting really ill and getting put in hospital. So people then were saying,
No
"Oh,
shit.
it's killing people. Well, no, it's killing people that
Yeah.
are fucking don't need it. So,
Right.
um, and now it's more monitored, but still, I think if you can go through the NHS now to get it,
Sure.
but there's still ways to get round it and just pay for it directly, like go private. And it has been proven, like when you go and pick up like your prescription, you're meant to be
Mhm.
ID'd, and people have signed up saying they're 19 and they're 16 on it. So
Oh,
that's not
yeah, that's
really
shit.
the drug's fault. That's more
Right,
the
that's your
pharmacy.
fault.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
You
so
can't lie because the way it might affect yeah, it could affect your physiology, how
mm,
you're 16 years old
that's it.
taking it, and, you don't need it, like you said,
Yeah,
right, if you're abusing the that
it should
drug,
be
and then
like
it gets a bad rap.
yeah, exactly. It
Yeah.
should be like a like I'm probably perfect for it. Like someone like me, overweight. I've tried dieting. I've tried exercise. If I
Yeah, it's
got something
hard.
like that
It's fucking
that would
ridiculous.
physically limit me. Like if I got like you can get like the band, can't you, in your stomach that like limits your stomach. That would be perfect for me. But for
Yep.
me, I'd have to be like where the doctor's like, look, if you don't change how you are, you're gonna have an heart attack. And I'm
Yeah.
not there yet. We're not there yet. We're trying to get there.
Right. Yeah.
But nah, for me, I'd I don't know. I don't
No,
know
it
the
could help,
lasting
and
effects. It's only
honestly
just come out, not to be so
true.
tinfoil hatty. You know what I mean?
No,
I,
no, 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 and the boots is me and her talked about it, and she's pretty against it, but she's more like she likes to do things like naturally.
yeah,
Like she's
same.
like
Yeah.
carnivore diet, do eat
Hmm.
right, try to walk. You don't have to kill yourself, you don't have to go crazy. And I get it, but you're absolutely right. It is
Yeah.
very hard if you're especially if you're working, if you're
Yeah.
trying to do multiple things at once, work, stream, spend time with friends, family, whatever you're doing. It's hard
It's
to
tough.
actually go to the gym. And
Yeah.
people, well, you're making excuses and shit. No,
Live in
we
the
the
real
normal
world.
people live in the real world,
Yeah.
and it's good if you have a great if you go to the gym once a week, twice a week, good for you. That's great. I did all that. I ran for like a month.
Mm.
And they say, oh, it takes about a month to get into a habit. I tried all that shit
Yeah.
and I enjoyed it, but it's hard. No, eventually I kind of get bored and
Mm.
I move on to the next thing, to the next thing. So it's hard for me to like get motivated to want to go to the gym and
Yeah.
stay in shape. And I've gained a bunch of weight too.
Mm.
So I get it. But the one thing they'll say about I wanted to bring up about like the Ozempic and shit.
Mm.
People are like, oh, I lost a bunch of muscle. You lose a bunch of muscle, so everyone's fucking panicking. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's shit. You can't. And there's truth to it. But the problem is what these things do is they make you less hungry. That's what
Mm.
they're doing. So you don't eat as
So you're not.
much. You don't
Yeah.
eat the proper amount of
And
protein.
then you're not.
You
Yeah. Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
eat.
Because
You're
what does
not eating your
protein do
steak.
anyway? Protein fills you. Because that's
Right. It's
Lee was looking at it, and then
and
she
it's
spoke to
best
her.
for your
Yeah,
muscles.
she spoke to her dad. She was just like, "I get to work. I have a bowl of cereal in the morning, and I get to work, and I'm
Which
starving by my lunch."
yeah, cereal just makes you hungry.
Yeah, so her dad was
I
like,
like cereal, but
"Look
it's
into
not the
protein
better.
shakes." So she did protein shakes, and she don't
Mm,
like them. So
yeah,
then
it's
she
not fun if you don't
found
like them.
like protein cereal. Now
Okay,
I tried some the other night before I went to bed because I always
sure.
wake up hungry. But I'm a bit of a. I try and stay hungry until like my first break at work, and then I'll go and make
Okay.
toast or whatever at work. But there, I just don't like protein food. Like like protein bars, and they went down the toilet. I poured a full. What I did should have done is got a handful and tried them. But instead, I thought, oh, they look nice. They look like Cheerios. Poured a bowl out, and then put milk in, took a spoonful, and I
Yeah,
was like,
was it
"What
good?
the fuck is this? This is disgusting."
Yeah.
So I tried to
This
have.
is
I had like 5
disgusting.
spoonfuls, and I was like, "Nah, I can't. I can't even force myself to eat it." But Lee's
Yeah.
been doing
You
that
can't do it if
now,
you hate it.
and she's not hungry anymore. It fills her. So
Okay, that's good.
I think that's yeah, like you said, people are losing muscle, but it's because they're literally just not eating. The food they are
Think
eating, they're snacking in between or whatever, and that's filling them. So.
Yep. If you can substitute, I don't know, protein. I'm stupid when it comes to this shit. If you
Mm.
can substitute, like get right protein powder, protein shakes,
Yep.
things like that. But I still would try to get like protein from meat, like steak.
Yeah,
Have a
yeah.
steak every once in a while. Have a burger. Like get some meat in
Mm.
there because I think that'd be good for you. And I would just keep and try to work out a little bit,
Yeah, yeah.
walking. Whether even if it's like push-ups and crap, you know what
Mm.
I mean? Try to like, that's what I would try to
Well,
do.
like last year,
You
I
know,
I lost 4 stone without even thinking about it. I know stone
true.
to you, you're like, oh, you lost 4 stones from your back garden. What's a stone? What do you
Yeah.
deal in pounds? It's probably
Yeah,
like
we do pounds.
I
Yeah.
don't know how much 4 stone is, but it's probably like
You're,
£40.
hey, Fluff, you're breaking out a little bit.
Oh,
I
am
don't
I?
know if it's internet connection. Yeah, it's kind
Oh,
of like zoom, zoom, zoom,
it could be
bang, bang.
Discord.
I don't know if it's
It's not breaking up on my side. That's a weird one.
it's like bang, bang, bang. Yeah, I don't know if it's my end or let me know if there's
Yeah,
something I
you're
can
good.
do.
You're crisp. On
Yeah,
my
it's still
side,
doing it.
oh, is it still doing it
Remember
now?
how I don't know. Yeah, it's you're kind of like
That's weird.
$6 million Fluff.
That's it. New PC. Just need new one. Need to fund a new PC. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got like a video software that I can do it with, so it's pretty simple.
Okay, that's cool. Hopefully, yeah. I just don't want to make it a pain in the ass. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
As
it's not.
easy as we can.
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah. Basically, move more and eat less. That is the key to losing weight. Look at me.
Pretty much.
If you want a body like me, just follow that rule.
The staple of health.
But yeah, I lost like 4 stone just playing Pokemon Go. When the first year I just rediscovered it last year.
Oh shit!
And then
that's
it
right.
got,
You've been playing that, yeah.
Yeah, it got to like winter and bad weather and rain. It's not so much cold. I'm finding cold. It's more pissing it down. I can't play.
So excuses.
Well,
David Goggins would be very disappointed in you. He'd be yelling at you right now, calling you a pussy. Fucking excuses. Get out there. Get those Pokemon. That Pikachu's not gonna catch himself.
Once it's raining, it's just like I can't. My screen gets wet, and then you can't fucking play anything.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's like then it dropped off, and then it's been.
No.
But to be honest, the last 2 months I've been out playing like most weekends. Really,
that's cool.
So
that's cool.
And when I first started playing, I'd be having to sit every 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Now, when we played last weekend, I wasn't well last weekend, but I didn't need to sit at any point.
That's cool. You start to you're starting to get in shape.
Yeah, that's really without me. Like I've not, because that was like the big event of Pokemon Go Fest. It's like it's a full day thing, 10 till 6. So
yeah,
and you could be just walking all day, wherever you are or around the area you are.
And you'll feel better going if you're in a little bit better shape and you can walk, and it does feel better.
And the most I've walked recently has been maybe an hour or 2, so I felt like it's gonna kill me, but I was fine. I just wasn't well anyway. I had really bad allergies, and I had a funny tummy.
My allergies are hitting me too. My allergies are hitting me too.
It's that time of year where like as a kid, all my mates would be like, "Let's go and play out," and I'd be like, "No, I've got bad allergies. I'm gonna sit and play Resident Evil all day."
Yeah, you could use that as an excuse. Absolutely.
And my mum would never push me to go out because I literally had like a fucking dehumidifier and that would get rid of all the pollen and shit from my room. So she knew I wasn't just doing it to, And I was as a kid, I was pretty fit. Like I wasn't overweight or anything as a kid.
Yeah.
So my mum knew that I wasn't fucking about. And I used to have quite a lot of time off. Like once it got to like spring, and it started up like pollen, my mum would always be getting calls, he's not well, because it would make me ill, like sick, like when I was a kid.
Were you one of those weak kids that was allergic to peanuts and peanut butter?
No, I wasn't that bad. There was a kid in our school that was that, and I remember we had a thing where we did a science experiment, right, where we all had to bring different cereal in, and he had a really bad peanut allergy. And I was like, maybe this kid shouldn't be in the room when we do this.
Yeah, that might be a bad idea.
No, he was. And looking at it, like this is like the era that we grew up in. It was one bowl. It was like a giant fucking vat of different cereals, like chocolate, Fruit Loops, Honey Nut. Believe it or not, Honey Nut cereal, like crunchy nut cereal. And so it was one big bowl with, they put like 3 fucking tubs of milk in it, and then 1 spoon. 1 spoon for everyone, and every kid ate from the same spoon. We queued around the class, and we did 2 laps.
Oh, that's gross.
We were like a class.
I'm not a germaphobe, but
Yeah, even like I was like
Someone had
9.
herpes, dude.
I was
Yeah,
like 9. I
someone
was
had
like,
herpes.
should we be using one
Mm,
spoon? This doesn't seem
no.
good.
I don't even
And
know if I'd like if it was like one bowl with everyone each had their own spoon
yeah,
because you're
I'd
licking the
still
spoon and
wouldn't
dunking
be.
it in.
Yeah,
Like if I'm sharing it with my significant other and my kids,
yep.
okay, cool. But yeah, or my friends like here, have a bite of this. I'm not a germaphobe, but
Yeah.
yeah, dude, a whole class of people with one
It's
fucking
fucking
bowl,
bad,
like
isn't
a bukkake, all we're all just
it?
surrounding it, like, ugh, it's like okay, that's fucking weird.
But
Okay, go ahead.
it's funny because what
It's
happened
kind of
is the kid
gross.
who had bad allergies is they were like,
Sneezed into
he can go
it.
first. But it's like,
That's
how
bad.
what does
You
that
should go
mean?
last.
Yeah, he should not go at all. He should go and eat a
Yeah,
chocolate bar
or
outside.
right, that's true.
He should be in a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, get him
bubble.
out of here.
Like
Yeah, get him the
literally,
fuck
it's
out of
like
here.
he's exposed to the fucking. So he had a thing, and then he had to have like go home that day.
He need a
So I
fucking
don't know how
EpiPen
bad
or some
allergies
shit.
he got, but I remember even if he ate like, I remember
He needed to
he had like allergies where even certain flavors of crisps would like make him break out in a rash and like swell his lips up.
Jesus.
But
He
he would
needed
be
a dose of Ozempic. He
yeah,
needed a
he
fucking
needed like a fucking EpiPen or something.
yeah. Yep.
But yeah, poor kid,
I
man.
knew I knew a guy that you couldn't have peanuts in the room.
Yeah,
Like it was his sixth sense. He could fucking sense that shit.
just
Like he there's a
like a
yeah, there's
fucking clicker.
bro. There's a there's a fucking peanut in here. I know there is, man. I can sense that
There's one
shit. I'm like, are
somewhere.
you serious? Like, I'd be like, dude, you could sense that shit. Yeah, he's like Haley Joel Osment in the fucking Sixth Sense. Like, really, you could sense that fucking shit? What a lame ass superpower. But he could sense them, and he'd be like, dude, you got to get it out of here. You got to get it
you
away
know,
from me. I'm like, okay, I
we've
get to
got
get my
Batman,
shit and leave it, bring in my car.
Superman,
Yeah,
the Flash,
yeah,
and then
fucking
we got
Peanut
Peanut
Man.
Boy.
Yeah, Peanut Boy. I can sense
Don't worry,
fucking joints.
I'll show you.
I can sense it. Superman, there's a peanut nearby. Like what? It's Superman. Like what use of you? Like who gives a shit? Why are you on the Justice League? Jesus Christ! Can sense a peanut.
It's
Yeah,
like
dude, that was just okay, buddy. We're out
everyone
of here.
happens to
Sorry.
have kryptonite. It's like the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
bad guys show up and they just, the lunchbox opens up. One of them's got a peanut butter sandwich, and that's him done. He's fucked.
You're right.
It's before they've even
Dude,
started fighting.
I gotta go, man. Yeah, he could be super strong, super
Yeah.
fat. No, he's like I'm like Superman, but yeah, peanuts.
Yeah, he's like
peanut
maxed
butter's my
out. He's like
kryptonite.
fully. He's
Right.
stronger than everything. But
Yeah, even but
Spider
when you show
Man's
up with
next to
that,
him,
it's
and he's
horrible.
like, "Did you have?" All of a sudden, he starts twitching. Like, "Did you have peanut butter today?" Yeah, yeah. Why?
Yeah.
It just like explodes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he just boom, just spontaneous combustion. Oh, Jesus Christ! I didn't know he was that allergic. My
Mate,
bad.
you know what? That would still be better than current Marvel law. It definitely would be. I'd
Yeah,
watch that shit.
yeah, it would be. You're right.
So,
I would too.
my
Yep.
God. Oh,
No
'cause
shit.
I know we've not spoke
James
about
Gunn
him.
saving us though. He's
Well,
gonna save us. I mean, it's DC. I know it's DC, but James Gunn just.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't like James Gunn?
I don't like
You're kind
Superman.
of against it. Oh, you
I'm
know
not.
what?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm the same. I don't either. He fucking annoys the shit out of me. The reason one of my biggest complaints on Superman is he has all the powers. Like he makes so many people like the Flash. What's the point?
Yeah.
If the Superman, he's fat, he can do that. He can. But I will admit, Flash, they use his powers in more unique ways. So it's like, okay, he like makes tornadoes and shit, and he should be faster than Superman. You know, he should still be faster, and I think he is. But so yeah, you're right. I'm with you. I'm more of a Batman. I love Batman, and people will go, he doesn't have any powers, but I still love Batman. But you're right. I'm the same way. I didn't like Superman, but I also Henry Cavill kind of changed that though. Like at least the first movie, I liked his
Man of
version
Steel
of
was
Superman.
okay, but
And it's not. You're right. It's not a great movie. But I thought I really like the fight choreography. The way the villains would like teleport. Like I thought it was really cool. I feel like that's how someone should fight. If you're that strong and fast, you should be able to almost be like fucking Dragon Ball Goku. You know, like, and that was cool. I liked how they fought. And I like that he wasn't as trained as them, so he's kind of getting his ass kicked around a little bit, and he's outnumbered.
That's what I'd want to see more. I don't want to see Superman already in the suit. I kind of like Smallville, because that was more like he was coming to grips. I know
True.
Smallville's a bit. There's the other one as
Yeah, it's
well.
a CW,
What
CW,
what's the
but
latest one that
it's
just came
popular.
out recently? It was like
There was,
Clark and
I think it
Lois or
was,
something.
yeah, it was. I
That
think
looked
it was
okay.
CW. It
Oh,
looks
CW,
okay.
yeah.
I've seen. I think there's some trailers of it in CW. I kind of laugh at, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's like what I'll say is Arrow season 1 was fucking awesome. Like to me, I loved it. Like Boots was watching Arrow season 1, and I was like, oh god, this is
This
gonna
is shit.
suck.
Yeah.
But I kept kind of like turning, and I'm like, damn, this is kind of. It reminded me of Batman. You know, like he's this badass trained guy.
Yep.
He's like learning how to, and he killed people. Like he just straight up just took dudes out with the bow and arrow. And then in season 2, he has that, come to Jesus. Oh, I can't, man, I can't kill
Yeah.
people no more. And then to me, it got real cheesy, and it just got cheesier and cheesier. And then the Flash came into it, and it got even cheesier.
Because
I
the Flash
tried.
season 1 was good.
Got real cringy.
And then
Yeah, it
it
still had
did.
a lot
They
of
turned the
cringe
cringe
to
up
me.
on that, and
It
yeah, I
it
don't
worked though.
really.
It made him a lot of money.
Yeah,
It just wasn't for me.
and
It wasn't for me.
for me as well. If they're gonna go into all this detail and make a series, why not fucking use the guy from the series to be in Justice League? I'd have been much more
True.
invested going into Justice League
Yeah.
if they, because I thought the guy who was Flash in the series is really good. I
He was
didn't.
good. I like Grant Gustin or whatever he is. I do like him. I
Yeah,
like the look of him.
but I get
I
they
hate
wanted.
Ezra, whatever the other guy. I hate him. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
stand him. He's a dick. He's a dick in real life
yeah,
too.
yeah. He is.
He's a complete asshole.
But
So he's a good actor, but he's who? So what? There's
yeah.
a lot of great actors out there. So
But I think, I think DC tried to just jump on what Marvel were doing and say, oh, let's do them.
yeah,
They're doing
quickly.
Avengers, we'll do Justice League,
Just
and
yep.
not do
They're just trying
anything.
to smash
Yeah,
it.
and just expect it to come
Yep.
out the gates flying, and it just as much
They
as
had moments. Go ahead.
go
Go ahead.
on,
I'm sorry
I
to
was gonna
interrupt
say,
you.
as much as I've always said I don't like what's he called, Jack Snyder. I'm not really a massive fan of his films. If you were to,
He has moments
yeah,
of brilliance, like
yeah,
Watchmen.
but for me, like Watchmen is
You
the
know,
standout, but also.
300.
Oh,
Okay.
right. 300 to sauce up with me. I told you the story, right? So
No,
we went
go
to the
ahead.
movies.
Go ahead.
So it came out when I think we were in school, and we went to the movies to see it, right? And they were like, "Oh, it's screen 4." We bought our popcorn, bought our ticket, and they went, "Oh, 300, yeah, screen 4, go in." We fucking went in screen 3, right? Not realizing it was still 300, and we got in. I'm like, "Fucking hell,
That's
it's
your
dark."
fault.
The movie started. It doesn't start for like another 15 minutes. And we sat down. It was a
Oh,
full cinema.
yeah.
Because we're like, well, someone's in our seats. We'll not mind for anyone. And it was right at the end as Leonidas is on his knees and he's just gets with arrows and he just gets nailed. And we were sat there like, this is such a weird way to start a film.
Yeah, did Tarantino direct this? Like we're seeing the end before the beginning.
It's like, is this Memento? Is this Memento 2? Are we seeing it all out of fucking order? So, and then I remember us looking to each other. And then I looked round at like everyone else's popcorn. And I was like, everyone's finished their popcorn already.
Yeah,
And then
everyone's
literally,
crying. What the fuck is going
it
on?
goes to this guy with one eye. And then I'm like, oh, right, okay. It makes sense now. They're
Right,
going to
it's gonna
show
come
the
back.
Scott. And then they go,
Right.
we sent
The
in
end.
300. Now we'll send 1,000,000 Spartans.
Yeah.
And then dun credits. And I was like,
Okay, it's like Star Wars. It's like Star Wars. It's
Yeah.
showing some credits before the beginning. It's still copium. It's still not. It's still not clicked in.
I turned to my friend, and he was like, either that was the shortest
That's
film
killing
ever,
me.
or we walked in at the end. And I was like, yeah, I don't think it's a short. I don't think it's 300 seconds. I think
That's
we walked
amazing.
in right at the end. So, yeah, we
Oh.
knew what was going to happen. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
It's meant to be a myth in it, so you kind of know what happens with it. But
True,
yeah.
but and I didn't know shit about 300. I didn't even know it was a graphic novel. I just saw all the trailers for it, and it just had the music.
Yeah, the
And it
music
just
is
looked
so good in it.
insane. It's all in slow motion. There's just hairy, sweaty men with six packs. Just
For me, though,
it looked insane, and I was like, okay, I'm intrigued.
yeah,
So but when we went and seen 300, we went to a theater that was fucking awesome. A huge screen.
oh really?
It was, I mean, it was like a dome, dude. This screen was huge.
Yeah.
And you're right. You can pick the movie apart, but being young when it came out,
Yeah.
I was young, dumb.
Well, that's it. Yeah,
It was so
Action is cool.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You're right. It was awesome. All the this is Sparta. Like I was there. Like it's a
Yeah.
meme now, right? You've seen it 1,000 times,
Yeah.
but I was like there for the
Yeah.
and it kicks the fucking guy in the well. It just I didn't even know who Lena. What's her name from Cersei
Oh
from
yeah,
Game
Game
of
of
Thrones.
Thrones.
Tell
Yeah,
you,
he has so many actors. Like Michael
right?
Fassbender's in it. I watched it again
Yeah, Michael
recently because I was
Fassbender.
like,
Yep.
maybe because I love The
Gerard
Watchmen.
Butler.
Yeah, it's got
Yeah. Oh
so
yeah.
many great actors.
So many. The dude with the one eye. He's a
Yeah,
great
yeah, he's a.
actor.
I couldn't tell
Yeah.
you the actor's name. I'm terrible with names,
Yeah,
but
I couldn't either.
when I
Couldn't
watched
either.
it recently,
He's in Van
I was
Helsing.
like,
He's
fucking
in a
hell.
lot of
There's
things.
that. Yeah, he's the priest guy with Van Helsing, isn't he? That's
Yep.
him.
Yep.
But
No, he's in a lot of things.
so The Watchmen is like, if I listed my favorite films, it's top 5 easily. I love The Watchmen. It's
It's really
so good.
good.
Even
I loved
even
Watchmen.
extended, like I know Zack Snyder has a thing where he's like the Schneider cut, 17
Yeah.
hours, and
Yeah.
it's like
More
where,
rain.
and then
More
people
slow
go,
motion.
yeah, and then people go, oh, you didn't like Justice League? Well, watch the Snyder cut. It's way better. It's like, why would I watch a 4-hour version of a
I'm one of
fucking
those.
fucking shit film that
No.
was 3 hours long? So I don't get it. I've never watched Snyder cut, and I probably will
I
one
don't
day,
blame
but
you.
fuck me.
Watch it in episodes, and that I thought it was better than the
It
original because it does it takes certain characters, it gives them more
gives them
okay,
like
this is gonna be a
this
bad
is
pun,
Aquaman's
or
bit.
justice. Yes.
Yeah.
This is Aquaman's, this is Cyborg's bit. This is it fleshes them out. But you're right, it's 5 hours, whatever. I watched it. Oh, excuse me. I watched it in episodes, right? So I'd watch 1 hour here, and then I'd watch another hour there.
Yeah.
Next day, watch another hour. Watch it like it's a TV series, and I enjoyed it. The biggest thing about it, it's so stupid. You easily could have cut out 2 hours,
Yeah.
easily, because there's literally shit like Lois Lane walking in rain for 5 fucking minutes in slow motion. I get she's depressed. Superman. Well, okay,
Superman's
whatever.
dead.
He's been out for years. He's dead. Exactly. He's dead. So she's sad.
Yeah.
I get that. But these scenes could have been quick,
Yeah.
or you can cut them out because there's a lot of bloat. But the action's better. There is way cooler shit that happens. It is much better.
'Cause
Now it's not great by
Yeah.
any means, but it's good, is what I would
'Cause
say. It's good.
with The Watchmen, I watched recently for the first time the director's cut of that, and what I
Yeah.
thought was amazing. So with The Watchmen, the only difference, there's two big differences between the comic and the film, and the main difference is how it ends. It ends the same way, but the way
Yeah.
Ozymandias kind of
We're off-
tricks the world
Yes.
is
Yeah. We're going off on a tangent, but we'll
Yeah,
get
yeah.
back to this is a good tangent.
Yeah, it
Go
is.
ahead.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
enjoying
kind
this.
of
I'm
like
enjoying this.
thingy as well. But yeah, so he makes
go
like
ahead,
a
go ahead.
giant alien squid thing,
Yeah.
and he makes that attack, and it
That's
makes
the
he brings the
comics.
world together to be like, we need the Watchmen, we need to stick together
Fuck
here
this alien
to
threat.
kill this alien threat. Whereas in the film,
Yep.
he says, Dr. Manhattan, he's a threat to us all. We should all
Yep, he's the one
focus
that
on
did
him.
this.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, which I
Yep.
think works well for the film. The other thing that they cut out completely from the film is in the film, there's like a Treasure Island kind of comic style story going on at the same time. And I don't think it fits very
remember
well
this.
in the director's cut. But
Okay.
in the director's cut, he's added all that in, and it's voice acted. So it is literally just like reading the comic. It's like identical to it at times.
Okay, that's cool.
So when I watched it, I was like,
I've seen it. It's just been a long time.
Yeah,
I have to
yeah.
watch it.
But in the
'Cause,
original,
yeah.
that is just not in at all. It
Yeah.
makes a reference to it. There's the guy that's selling the paper and stuff that you see Rorschach at every day. Where he's holding the plaque. He has like a comic or like a paper with a print of it, and it zooms in on it on the original cut, but then it goes to another scene. But on the director's cut, it like then goes into the comic, and it's really cool. So it's actually really neat. They could have released that as like a mini thing alongside the film, I think, and that'd have done well.
Where Zack Snyder really started to fall off was he made that fucking movie. I can't even think of the name of it.
Oh, the zombie one. I know he's the one with Batista.
Is it was zombie? No, well, that looks like dog
That
shit.
one was awesome.
It's even before that. It was with these girls, and they go. Oh, I can
Let's
look
pull
it
up.
up.
He also made, I think, Zack Snyder may have made
this movie. It
Dawn of
kind
the-
of had. some decent. Oh, Sucker Punch. He made Sucker
Oh
Punch,
yeah.
and I remember watching it, going, "Okay, this movie had some good ideas, but it's just kind of lame and weird." And that's kind of where he kind of started showing his ass.
Then he
And
was like
where
a bit very niche at that point. Yeah,
yes,
like you could
too
like
much.
watch
It was like,
5 seconds and you'd be like, "Oh, Zack
this is
Snyder."
Zack Snyder. Because the
So
way he uses color,
yeah.
the way he in the slow motion, okay, slow motion for fuck's sakes, it's cool.
But not
But
every two
dude, you
seconds.
gotta pump the brakes. It's like he is just, it's gotta have more slow motion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like cowbell. It's like there's
Yeah.
not enough slow motion in this. There's gotta be more. He's like the Michael Bay of explosions, dude.
Mm.
Like he needs more slow motion. It's like fucking ridiculous.
Well,
And then Rebel Moon is terrible. Like
I've
it
not
just
watched
looks
Rebel Moon,
fucking
but I kind of want to
awful. I
watch
don't
it
even
because it just
just
looks
to
like
laugh at
really,
it.
really shit, like Star Wars.
Yes, maybe just laugh at it. Yes.
And there's 2 of those out now. Apparently, he made a sequel to it.
Yeah,
So
there is
fuck
2
me.
of them,
But
and
I
they're
mean,
both pretty
when you look at
terrible
his
as far as
films in
they're
general, I would say I don't like majority of them. But there's Dawn of the Dead. So the remake of Dawn of the Dead, that was his first film apparently. Do you know the 2004 one where they're like running
Oh,
zombies?
that was great.
That's a
That was
fantastic
fucking
film.
great.
And then
Yeah, in the
300,
mall?
and I feel 300's a good
I
film.
forgot that was him. I
Yeah,
did
same.
forget that
I
was
didn't realize
him.
this till I watched something on Zack Snyder the other day, and I was like, that was his first film.
That was a great one.
And that's a really good film.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead, yeah, no
So,
shit.
and although I'm a bit of a massive geek, and the original will never be beaten, but the new one
True, the
is
original's really good.
the old one is not spooky, but it's like it's just
It's a good
nostalgic in it.
it was spooky for its time,
Yeah.
but it brings
This
it
one
up
is
to
fucking
that
terrifying
level.
though, like
Right, it
running
was. They were
zombies.
Yep, and there was great characters.
Yeah,
There was
yeah.
good Ving Rhames was awesome in it. There was good banter back and
Mm.
forth. Like the main character, like I've never even seen her
Yeah,
before or
I
since. And
like
she
it
was
that
great.
there were some familiar faces, but I like films,
Yeah,
especially horrors. It's
that make
better
new
to have just
characters.
like randomers that you've never heard of before.
Yeah,
Because if you get a big star and it's like, oh well, that's fucking,
true.
Troy Baker getting
Yeah,
eaten by a fucking
y-
lizard. It's not scary.
yeah, yeah. No
I've seen him in
shit.
a million other
Well, it's
things.
nice,
So
right? No, it's nice to see them
yeah. And
pick
then
new actors for that type of
with
shit.
300, I've always thought that it just looks it. A lot of films disguise it. Like the Hobbit films for me, I can just tell they're not. Some aren't shot on location, and it is just screen, and it's.
Yeah, like
I can't be
like a
immersed.
set.
Whereas 300, it looks like terrible. It like the background effects. It just looks like they're in a giant green room, and
See,
no one's got that body. They've all got PNG'd, cut their heads out, and put them on fucking perfectly disheveled bodies. So I'm just like,
yeah,
nah. The
I think they
filter for
were in
that film.
shape. But yeah,
They
not
weren't
like
to that
no,
level, were they?
they
Like,
weren't that to that level. No, for
yeah,
sure. And well, who cares? Like, no, like
yeah,
even to them, it just be like, yeah, we use effects.
yeah.
It's ridiculous to get to that level. Like, you have to starve your body. You have to do work out nonstop. Like, so what?
And
They were in
maybe they
shape,
were
but who
maybe
cares?
some of them were in that good of shape,
I
but
think like Gerard Butler probably was at the time.
I just think I know that like I don't know.
There's been back and
They
forth
could have just
on it.
wore
I'd have to
armor
kinda look
that
into it.
had that sort of thingy,
Yeah,
cut out instead
true.
of because I just
Yeah,
think it
then they
looks daft that they
yeah.
look like that. So
No, I would have wore armor too. Just
yeah,
wear with their Spartan armor. They can be in somewhat shape, but so
but
and
yeah,
that physique isn't really that's more of like glamour than it
mm,
is like how you would really look. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like you'd be like kind of like Naked Snake in Metal Gear Solid 3
yep,
or like Sam in Death Stranding where
mm.
you're not like yeah, you have abs and shit, but you've got like a good mix
Doesn't
of
need to.
fat and
Yeah, yeah.
you're like
It's realistic,
you're
in it?
more strength. You're
Yeah.
right. You're more of a strength build. You can absolutely get to this physique, but a lot of times like you have to dehydrate yourself and
Yeah.
shit, and like it's not healthy.
I
It's
remember
more
him
for show.
interviewing Henry Cavill when he did The Witcher, and he said like there was one scene I think he's in the tub, and he had to like
Yeah.
like not eat for like a day or two and not drink. And he said those scenes were so
Right.
tough to film because he was like
Yep.
dying.
Yeah, because he's got to show off those
So
veins, the
but
vascular
and I
and
love that
the
like
abs.
that's how
But it's not
dedicated he
healthy.
was. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. You
Oh
can't
yeah,
be
for sure.
filming the
They
whole
do
thing
get
like that.
dedicated.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I just feel I respect him, but I also think his art style is not for me, and that's fine. Like
Yeah.
I know people are gonna fucking like Justice League. Some people, I got a friend who went to see Justice League, and he was like, "It's the best thing ever." And then I went to
No,
see it,
the
and I was like,
original one was
really?
meh.
But
Yeah, the original.
I kind of like Man of Steel. It was okay. Batman versus Superman, I would have said would have been a good film
Eh,
if they didn't show the entire film in the trailers. They showed like the
yeah,
entire
they
thing,
did
didn't
show
they,
a
in the
lot of
trailers?
that. I agree. They did
Like they
show a
showed
lot of it
Wonder
in the
Woman.
trailers.
It's like you're gonna show that, and then they showed Doomsday, and you're like, well, okay, well, we might as well just show Superman
Yeah.
dying then. Show
I
Superman
know
dying,
shit. They did
and
show so much of it.
I will say
I
like,
think they just wanted to get people in the butts in the seats,
yeah,
like,
I
let's
I
show these characters.
and I will
Yeah.
get it if they had a million and one other things happen, but they show all the big events of that film. The only thing they don't show is literally Superman dying. I think
Yeah.
um
Yeah. True.
so the only reason why I kind of like Batman versus Superman is because it's like the most raw Batman fighting scene we've ever
Yeah.
seen. Like this, when he goes
Yes.
to save Superman's
Yes.
mom.
It's so good. No
Like
matter what.
as good as
Y-
Christian Bale's Batman films were.
Yes. The
That
fight scenes aren't the best.
Yeah, the fight scene in Batman vs Superman where he goes
It's
in
so damn
is the
good.
best Batman fight scene you'll ever
Yep.
see. It's
Yep.
incredible. It's so
Yep.
good. Even
It
like the
deserves to be in a better
music.
movie.
Oh, 100%. And I
Yep.
sometimes
And the
just think, oh, how did we not get a Ben Stiller solo
true.
Batman film? Because if
Yeah,
that's like what
I
we'd have
love
seen
Ben
there,
Stiller as Batman.
yeah. Oh, Ben Stiller?
I was waiting for you to catch it.
Zoolander.
No,
Who?
Batman.
Oh, yeah.
I can't do Ben Stiller. Well, he doesn't have an. Yeah, how do you do Ben Stiller? Ben Stiller, Batman.
Ben
I know Ben
Affleck.
Affleck. I know
Oh,
what you
fucking
meant.
hell.
I know. I was
No,
waiting
let's
for
stick
you
with
to
it.
catch it.
Ben Stiller.
Yeah, it'll be Ben Stiller.
If I was going to Photoshop, that would be on the cover
Yeah.
of the
Just
podcast.
put
Ben Stiller's
Stiller's face
Batman.
on it.
Zoolander's pout.
Yeah, his face, that pout face,
Yeah.
that with his duck lips, is fucking with Batman's body, with Affleck's Batman's body. That's fucking good. Just do that.
No. We do. There, I got perfect one. So do his Zoolander face with Batman's
Yeah.
cowl on, and then at the end of fucking dodgeball on the sofa. When he's fucking Chuck Norris.
When he's fucking
That's
fat.
his body.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Oh, dude.
amazing. Yep.
Oh.
Oh shit. That's good.
So yeah, Jack Snyder. I respect him. Or Zack Snyder, not Jack Snyder.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow. Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's good. He's awesome. He's dog stepped on a beat. But yeah, it just not for me. Although he did direct one of my favorite films, Watchmen. But
Yeah. No, I'm the same. I'm mixed on him too, and I've heard this where I think he just the movies that I think he did a good job on. He probably had people around him. He had better writers. He had probably had a better support system, a better crew.
Yep.
Where these later movies like Rebel Moon and shit, I think like because he pitched them to Disney, and they're
Yep.
like, no, we're good.
When he's in control, I feel
yes, he needs somebody around
good
him.
as he is.
Yeah,
Because I like he's a young. Might not be as young anymore, but I remember there was a thing where a stand-up comedy guy, like a comedian, he was doing a set and he was saying, he was making jokes about Jack Snyder, and then there's a guy in the middle, and he was just like finger pointed him out. He was like, "Oh, what do you do?" Because he made like a remark. He was like a young guy. He was like, "Oh, I'm a movie director." I was like, "Oh, are you?" He was like, "What?" And he was like, "Well, I won't have seen any of your movies." Just like throwing a bit of banter. He was like, "Oh, I think you have." And he was like, "Well, what did you direct?"
And he went, Spielberg, E.T.
He went,
heard of that?
300. He went,
huh?
And he was fucking Jack Snyder. He was in the fucking audience.
So he's making fun of him.
Yeah, he was ripping on him
That's
before.
Funny.
So yeah, I like him. He's a younger guy.
I would just go into it more.
He seems like he's probably pretty sound in real life, but yeah, he's definitely got a vision that I don't particularly like.
You need to surround yourself with people that can go tell you like, hey,
yeah,
this is good, this is bad. Here are here's your strengths, here's your weaknesses. You know, as good as like Martin Scorsese, right? He pretty much puts out just banger after banger, like fantastic movies. But he probably does have people around him.
That
at
go,
least can tell him
maybe this,
you know, maybe this, maybe that. And he at the end of the day, and this is why like Christopher Nolan, Martin Scorsese, like some of these are the best directors.
They
in the
also
world
they work a lot with the same people, and I think he's not found that yet, has he? He's not really.
Yeah,
There's not
for
really a
a
Zack
good
Snyder apart from Henry
yeah.
Cavill
Right,
in
he should have really
early
worked with
on.
Henry Cavill
Yeah,
more.
he should have said,
He
"Look,
really should
you're
have.
my poster boy for every film I do." Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I'll work with you a lot.
Mm.
He should have. Yeah, I think, and two, unfortunately, he had a tragedy. Like his daughter passed
Yeah,
away.
he did.
So,
Yeah.
and that's awful, and that could
Mm.
have absolutely affected his mental state, his mood.
Mm.
I hate to say that. I hate to,
Yeah.
people be, oh my god. It's like no, like
Well,
absolutely that would
something like
affect
that.
you.
It's
That
you
would
you
affect
can't
you.
imagine it. Like when I went. Let's not go into it and make it all doom and gloom. But when I lost my dad at a young age, that
Sure,
affected
no,
me.
no, I'm
That will have
fine.
affected me forever.
Yeah,
It'll change my
yeah,
the trajectory. Oh God, I froze. The trajectory I was on up to that point in my life completely changed.
yeah,
So, and
sure,
that's my dad, and that's going to happen to everyone. Everyone's dad's going to die.
yeah.
So sorry to hear it. Sorry to hear it if you're listening and you're thinking your
Yeah,
dad's going to live
you're gonna
forever.
die.
Spoiler alert: he's
He's
about
not.
to die. That bus he gets
Soon,
on blows up.
soon he's. It's gonna happen any day now.
Anytime. It's like,
This is good. This is a good message to send out to the people. Thanks for listening, everybody. Your dad's gonna die
on
any
that
day
note.
now. Jesus Christ. It's okay. I can say that my dad's also dead.
Yeah,
I
we
can say
should
that
make
too.
a group, the Dadless, because there's a few
Yeah,
of us
we
now,
should.
and every time
I'm new to it. Somewhat, not
someone comes
anymore,
up to us, one of our friends, and is like, let's say Otis, for example. He's a good
Yeah.
example because he doesn't like his dad. So we
True.
would approach Otis immediately if his dad died and be like, welcome in to the club.
Yeah,
We turn up
exactly.
with suits and a
Water's
briefcase and be like,
fine.
there's a contract,
Yeah.
sign it.
Here you go.
But
It's
there's
the
like
$1
some
billion
friends
Scientology contract.
that like get on well with their dads, and just like everyone
Yes.
and anyone should
Yep.
really. And it's like, what point do we invite them to the dadless? Is it
True.
Do we approach? We don't approach them immediately. Maybe
Right.
wait until after the funeral and then be like, so we kind of got this little group going. It's the can you join if your dad's dead?
The dadless Discord.
And you tick that
Excuse
box.
me? Oh, nope. Abort, boys. He's offended. That's ridiculous. That's the stupidest thing I've ever. How dare you? Like, damn it. Nope, abort.
Oh God.
He doesn't like this one. No, I love me and my dad. I love my dad. But our love language, we would just rip on each other,
Yeah.
just destroy each other, and eventually one of us would break and just start laughing.
Yeah.
But no, he literally did everything for me. He was awesome. So to me, if you can have that relationship with your, you know what I mean, with your kids, and you're still the parent, you're still the father figure. You gotta take care of things, but you don't let your kids walk all over you. But just have a good relationship with them, and so now we're really going off on tangents.
No, definitely. No, it's good though. That's what I like it though, because when you go off tangents, you can talk about things like that you probably wouldn't ever think about talking about. You know what I mean? So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and like I'm always open about it. Like everyone knows, I make jokes about it. Not my dad's dead, but like it's been that amount of time that I'm comfortable with that, and I'm like, look, and because I remember like I've had friends like when your dad died, you told me, and I was like, it's good when you can tell someone and they can relate. Although for me it was a while ago, it was like 17 years ago now for me, but I still remember that day just like it was tomorrow.
Yeah,
absolutely. So, and just like you remember the first day just like yesterday.
It's trauma. It's trauma that sticks with you for the rest of your life, and it's bad and it's good. There's good,
it's like good trauma in it. Because although it's like anything,
remember the good things too.
You could break your arm and your bone could be sticking out. It's horrific, but in 3 years' time, when you think of that, you just think, I'm not going to jump off that now and land on my arm because that was horrible and I had that pain.
Yeah.
So it's good trauma, isn't it? That's the way I think of it. Like,
for sure. You learn.
Some trauma is. So and
it can make you stronger.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's a big thing especially with guys. We've done it in the past where I've gone, oh, I'm really struggling. And then you've gone, oh, so have I. And then we've gone, well, I'm always here if you want to talk, and you go, yeah, same. And then we go, why the fuck haven't we talked then? Like, because after that initial when we've just spoke,
just wallow in misery,
we feel better, and we're like, hang on, how long have you felt like this? Oh, like a couple of months. And I'm like, and you're like, oh, a month.
Like 3 months,
and I'm like, fuck me, why don't we have this conversation a month ago? We'd have been happy now.
Yep.
So I think if you have to have
It
a
happens all
friend
the time. We
and
all do it. All
just
of us do
talk.
this.
Yeah,
Yep,
because you
for
can't always
sure.
feel like my problems are, no one wants to hear my shit, but maybe no one
No,
does want to hear
they
your
do
shit.
and they don't.
But
Yeah.
your friend will sit and listen to you if he's a good friend.
Yes,
So
of course. Yep.
yeah, the moral of that story and the tangent of
There's a
that
way.
is talk to your friends.
Yeah, and there's a way
Sure.
to do it. Like for me, like if you go up and you're like, we're doing the podcast right now, and you just start trauma dumping, dude.
Oh
Like, dude, I'm so depressed. I just
yeah,
I gotta be careful what I say. But like, oh man, I'm like thinking, what I'm thinking about
yeah.
all the time. And,
Think
and
about
like people
McDonald's.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I think about McDonald's all the time, man. I can't help myself. It's like, okay, there's a place. Let's
Hmm.
do this. Let's have a conversation. Let's take it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
let's keep things light and fun. But you absolutely like streaming or a podcast, and you can talk about like,
Hmm.
hey, how things have felt, but just keep it. I feel like keep it light, and because everyone can relate. Just the way how
Yeah,
you
yeah.
talk about it. Yeah, that's all. Don't get too dark is really the best way.
Hmm.
And if you need to, then you take those conversations in the DMs and
Oh,
stuff, and talk to
100%.
your friends or therapist. Talk to a professional.
Hmm.
If it's that bad, you
Yeah.
know what I mean.
I
But
think
like,
any good
yeah,
friend as well
some
will.
people don't have a good filter too, and that
Yeah,
might be a good like what could be a red flag. Like, hey, let's talk about this.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
talk about this off.
But I think
So
any good friend will be like, will give you as good of advice as they will, even if they
yes,
know it's gonna hurt you. Like I've had it in the
true.
past where people have said things to me in confidence, and they've gone, and I know that they just want me to agree with them, and I'm like, well,
Yeah,
I could be a bad friend here and just agree with you, or I could do what you're not gonna like, but I'm being a good friend, and and
right.
you'll
Tell me the
see when you've
truth.
come through whatever you're going through that. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, it does make sense for me to have done that, or for me
Yeah,
to do this. So I think if you've got a good enough friend that you text a lot or whatever, then it's a no-brainer if you're struggling. Just because the amount of times, like with you, with my best buddy in like in forever, Tom, where I've just asked him, "Oh, how are you?" and he just opened up and he was just like, "Oh, I'm actually not doing too well," and I was like. I had no idea you weren't doing too well. How
yeah.
did I
What's
not
going
know?
on?
I just thought, like, I think
Yep.
as males, we just think we're all connected like the internet. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we should just know.
And when you're in that mood, in that
Yeah,
place too, I'm the same way. I just go like into my
shut down.
cocoon, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just want to chill.
Watch the same
And when
shit, or I don't want to play
yeah,
anything. Yeah,
yep,
it's tough, but
yep.
I think
It,
it's kind of trying to break out of that norm in it. And
true.
I've learned now
And
if
taking some time to like be to recharge, like because I am more introverted by nature, like taking
mm,
that time to like chill and alone time or with time with family, more
mm,
personal, private time. That's good.
yeah,
But then you need times to where you need to like, right, go out and talk to people, hang
yeah,
out with friends, go outside, or even and get into a call with someone
yeah, yeah.
and hang out, just like what you're saying.
It's like the amount of times
You need to go back and forth.
we've needed to just have a chat, but not like, oh,
Yeah,
I feel like
and
this. But we've just had a night where we've just talked shit.
procrastinated.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
tonight, even
true.
like not that any of us have said that before, but one of us might have been feeling a bit shit, and just doing something like this and just chatting about shit.
Yeah.
You come out of it and you're like, oh, I must have needed that because I feel better now.
Yep, I always feel
So
better. I
yeah,
always
yeah,
feel
yeah.
better after a
Because
talk.
you
And if you're hanging out with people and they're making you feel like shit
then you
most
maybe
times,
shouldn't hang around with
then
them.
you shouldn't hang
Yeah,
out with those people.
definitely.
And at times, listen, you have friends that like are going through a rough patch.
Mm.
So you try to give people the benefit of the
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah,
I've done it. We've all done it. We've all like talked down to people and been a-holes,
yeah.
and it's like, hey, but if someone can admit it, if it's not repeated, it doesn't happen all the time. And if someone can go, hey, I was an ass last night and I
Yeah.
apologize for my behavior. We can definitely
We
move
we
on,
all have our
forgive,
bad days,
forget.
don't we?
But if it's repeated abuse and shit, then it's like, no, dude,
Yeah, it's
you've
just
done this
every
to
day.
me so many times. Right, exactly.
Yeah,
So
Coop's on his last warning. I've told him anyway. Said any more of that.
yeah, exactly. I keep
But
sending him death threats.
There's
I can't
actually
help myself.
LinkedIn. If you linked in Fluffcast, we're actually got an application running currently for a co-host. So as soon as his last strike's done, it goes live. That's it. We'll start interviewing.
Can I apply to it? Yeah, at least try to get my job back.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have to. It's a
Oh
rigorous.
shit.
You'll just turn up to the video interview with a mustache, fake mustache,
Yeah.
with
My name's Poops.
like a
I'm
Russian
Dim
accent.
Solo.
Hello, my name is Poops.
Yeah, my name is a Poops. I'm Sim Dolo.
Sim Donor.
Yep, just whatever, just try to get back in. That's gonna like that. Just keep threatening me every time I screw up, and just be like, "Your applications are going out. We're hiring."
Oh,
It'll be me and Otis. It'll
I
be
just read
Fluff and
another one.
Otis.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be. I'll be bullied out of both of the podcasts
that's it.
I'm a part of, and then it'll be
We'll
you and
conjoined.
Otis on the other one.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll just get
You'll be
bullied out of
here.
both of them.
You'll have a camera on one side and
Yeah,
tumbleweed on the other. It's like, oh,
yeah, I'll be
hi, guys.
cucked I'll be in the corner chair holding the phone or camera. I'll be the cuck in the corner.
You're holding the boom mic.
Yep, I'll be the boom guy. Oh Jesus! In the bedroom and on mic.
Yep.
I'll be the boom guy.
Oh,
God damn it.
God.
That's fine.
It's a good thing to go.
Take
Since
it.
we just spoke about films, we might as well.
Yeah,
Although we're going a bit out of order here, but we might as well talk
that's
about
fine. Let's
28
do it.
years later.
Let's do it. Hell yeah.
Which I love. I don't love both films. I love the first film.
I love them both.
The first film it's a lot of people's favorite like zombie film.
Yeah, it's great. It's so
It's
goddamn good.
it's
Unique.
It's shot on like a just a normal like camcorder as
Yeah.
well. So that's
It
why
looks old, kind of
yeah,
fuzzy.
it's
Not
like
too old.
it's like 480p. Even if you buy it Blu-ray, it's still shit quality. So
Even the first time I remember being a kid and I watched it, I was like, "Huh, there's something about the way this is filmed." But it's just such a good movie.
It makes
Didn't
you
really
feel like
bother
you're
me.
there, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Which is
true.
for me, it makes it
Cloverfield
more
effect.
scary. So
Yeah, you're kind of you're like a part of the
yeah,
group
because
kind of.
the
You
camera's
feel
like
that way.
moving about, and for me,
Yep.
some films can do that, and I'm just like, oh, I'm getting a headache. But with that, it's the right
No,
sort of vibe to it
amount.
for sure.
I agree for sure.
So that film is really good. It's one of the better zombie films. Is it the best zombie film? I don't know. That's a talk for another.
That'd be a
podcast.
good. Yeah, that'd be a good. We should write that down.
It's
That'd be a
definitely
good
up
topic.
there. Are these
Yeah, it's
zombies?
up there. I
That's
agree.
another talk we could do. But yeah,
They call them
film,
zombies, and years later, or the one guy does
Yeah.
at least. He's like, "Oh, zombies," but that doesn't mean like that's not. Is that canon? That's just
Yeah.
one soldier being like, "Oh, they're
And he's
there's
like,
gonna be people calling them all sorts of different
yeah,
things.
exactly. So I'd
like
say they're
freakers.
zombies.
I'm gonna call them freakers. Dude, that's the worst thing in the world. I'm sorry, Days Gone.
Yeah.
Freakers is terrible. Well, who thought? Who let that one fucking get past? But yeah, anyways, go ahead. I mean, interrupt you. I like freakers.
But yeah, 28 days later, he's brilliant. 28 weeks later, I feel he's in parts is really good. Like the opening to that film.
Yeah.
I feel with this film, they tried to replicate that and went, right, so we're going to open and try and just be as like, because it's amazing. Like it's the first I think it's like a 10-minute scene. I watched it again recently. Before I went to the new one.
Watched it too.
And
It's like 10
I
minutes
just
long.
thought it was
Great intro.
like the zombies burst in immediately and it kicks off, but it's like you don't know really what's going off. You don't know who these people are. They're all new people.
Yeah.
So
it's the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
I love it's the calm before the storm.
What's gonna happen, don't you?
Boring. You're right. You know something's
like,
gonna happen.
And then because the kid comes at first, and you're like, okay, well they're coming now. The kid's there. Nope, it's not that. And then the fucking woman opens the window and.
Right, no, she's right. She kind of peeks out the little window, and then the eyes pop in, and it's awesome. And she gets fucking grabbed, and that's what I mean. Like, I'm not trying to jump into years later yet, but the years later opening, and I should say spoilers. We're gonna get into spoilers.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it all. It's been long enough. So
yeah, spoiler warning. If you want to know nothing about years later, skip maybe, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes maybe. Whenever you feel, we'll give like a, okay, we're done talking about it.
Yeah.
So, but the beginning of 28 weeks was right. It's phenomenal. And it's 10 minutes. It just doesn't feel like 10 minutes because it builds tension. You don't know these people, but you like them.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of this back and forth. And with years later, I did like the opening, but it's like 2 to 3 minutes. It's very quick.
Yeah.
I like that there was a bunch of kids. It's a different perspective.
You feel a bit
and
more
shit
vulnerable,
hits the fan. Yes, you definitely feel more vulnerable because it's a kid's perspective, and the kids get taken over. You know the shit's hitting the fan. You're hearing it outside. The door's shaking. Like it's good, but I wish it had a little more time to not. If you
build, I do agree. I think. Although it does feel vulnerable,
I feel like it needed to be like 5 to 6 minutes.
Something else happened because it is literally it starts where the mum brings a kid in, sits him down, It's like, you stay in here,
Yeah.
and something's clearly going on. So,
Yeah. Which is fine.
but
Yeah.
I think maybe what should happen is, I don't know, we're outside, you hear a commotion or whatever, and then just get more time for it to build.
What if it was like, wait, the town and everyone's just going about their lives?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, one guy's just like, and runs through the street. And everyone's like,
and you
what
keep
the
getting
fuck was
glimpses
that?
of him, like, keep shooting to him.
Yeah.
And, like, he's eating someone
Weird
else and
shit.
infecting someone else or something.
Yeah.
And then before you know, it's 3 or 4. And,
Right. It builds. And then, let it build a little bit. And then it's like, what was that? Like, you put yourself in that situation, you know? Like, dude, it's funny, like, not to go off topic. Sometimes I'll be at work. I'll be working, and I'll be like, what if some 28 days later shit happened? Like, I'm just working along because we have the doors open so I can see outside, and I just see some dude just run past the door. And I'm just like, the fuck was that? Like, picture that. Like, have this weird, it can be in broad daylight, but you can make it scary, like exactly how Weeks did it. It was broad daylight. Imagine that being at night. It'd be terrifying, but at day, it was still terrifying at day. And days, years later, it was during the day as well. But imagine it, like, you just starting to build up tension. You're starting to see it, and then it crescendos into, oh my God, holy shit. And the kid gets to the church and all that happens, you know what I mean? Like, that'd have been cool, but it just fast. I felt like, okay. I felt like, meh.
I think what
I don't really care to watch
do
that again.
Is they had it be kids to make you think, well, these are defenseless. So as a kid isn't going to fight. Well, he might fight back, but he's just going to get overpowered.
True.
But in the same thing, I'm thinking
from that perspective.
They ain't just going to have zombies burst in and eat all the kids, because what sort of intro is that? It'd be like, oh, okay, well, a bunch of kids just got eaten, but so did a million others. So as soon as the boy gets out, I was like, okay, this boy's going to survive. So he's not, you know what I mean? So I didn't feel he was ever in danger then, and that. Whereas with Robert, with the second film, with it's Robert Carlyle, the actor. He's brilliant.
He's great.
He's a Scottish, or he might be Irish, but it's Scottish, I think. He's an absolutely brilliant actor.
I didn't even know who he was at that time.
Yeah, he's in like a lot of British stuff. Like he was in like Full Monty. He was in the movie Full Monty.
Trainspotting.
Yeah. So for him, and I was like, okay, he's definitely he's not gonna make it, and you don't know, like you're constantly on edge, and you see how many zombies are behind him. Like, he's fucked. You see him get to the pier, and he's telling the guy, "Put the boat." You
feel that tension.
And then even when he's in the boat, you still feel like he's gonna get eaten. Somebody's gonna grab him, and then he does get away.
And he's going shit the whole time. He's going shit. He is just so good. He is in full blown panic. He is in adrenaline panic, and they do such a good job of showing that. Like, he is in it's just pure blown, I'm trying to survive. He tries to get the one guy up, but that's it. And it's funny, like that scene where he's running away from his wife and he looks back is so goddamn good. And the way she gets grabbed is real cool. She just gets like yoinked, and then it makes you think, like, damn, like, it makes you think he's kind of a coward. He abandoned her. He did try to fight to get to her, and then he got overwhelmed. And Otis me and Otis were talking about this, and he was like, there's nothing he could have done. And I agree. But
he knew that they had to leave the kid, but she wasn't willing.
Let him in.
He was like, well, and you can, he's so well shot, because you can see him, he's in the door, and he's like,
get across
he wants to, if he could grab her, he would have dragged her, and but he can't get to her, and there's a zombie in the middle of him, and he could, I mean, put anyone in the situation.
True.
Even if you get spat on and it gets in you, you're gone. So I think a lot of people, although it is cowardly to do, you're dead if you stay there, aren't you? So it's just that she has this eye thing that makes her immune, sort of thing.
But no one knew that at the time, you know what I mean?
So,
But you're right. You would think, though, right, in that situation, even if it's my life, I'm going to kill. I'm going to go there. Like, even if it costs me my life, I'm going to just go down swinging to try to get them out. Like, but you don't know if you're in that situation, life or death. What you
fight
would do.
or flight, and you don't know until you're in that situation, do you? Unless you're trained.
Unless you're training and as you're a soldier, you've trained, you've been in that situation, like
It is like
like a
automatic.
shootout in Iraq or some shit, then yeah, you probably you would react in a proper way. But that's the thing. Someone like me, you, a civilian, you'd like to think, well, I go down swinging, blah blah blah, do this or that. You might fucking run for your life.
Well, I
You
can't
don't
run, so
know.
I'd have to fight.
Yeah, sure. I have no choice. I'm
Mate,
going. They're gonna
when he
eat
jumps off
me.
the ledge onto the floor, I'd be like, well, that's my ankle's
Yeah.
done. I'm not running
Dude,
anywhere.
oh, dude, yep, he
So,
was just. They did such a great job with that.
oh.
But yeah,
So I think
but
they tried to replicate that, and
but quickly,
it was
and it
cool,
just
but it wasn't as. I just said to Lee, yeah, it
right.
was cool, but they're just trying to
It didn't
copy
have
it
that
in a way.
moment. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. It felt like a moment. They were or like a kind of like a cheap imitation,
Mm.
and I just didn't feel as
Yeah.
invested in it. At least in the beginning, how week started, and even Days. The beginning of Days to me
It,
was great.
yeah,
It's
yeah, with
slow. He's walking
the
through. You don't know what's going on. He's like, he has no clue.
yeah.
He's like, he was in the hospital. He's like, Jim's walking around. Like, what the hell? And
Well,
then he gets to the church, and it's like, oh
yeah,
my
when he's at the
god.
church and he goes, "Hello," and then two of
Hello?
the zombies turn
Right.
around. That is like, I remember the first time I saw that, like I
Oh,
went cold.
goosebumps.
I was like,
Yep,
"Oh my god!" And
goosebumps.
then you hear
It's like,
one
oh,
running up the hallway, and he's out of shot,
yep,
and you're like, "Is that one or is that two?" And then he bursts
yep.
the door open, and you're like, "Oh my god, he needs to get out of here now." It's like,
And
so
and the
it's
priest
he's the priest in
was
it.
like, "Ah,"
Yep.
and he was the one that he trained other actors
Hmm.
to do
Oh
act like
really?
infected. Yeah, he was a trainer.
Oh
So
wow.
he would like so all the ones that were like going crazy and shit, he was like, this is what you want to do, like how to act. Like
Hmm.
this is a rage virus. You know what's happening to you,
Yep.
but you are overwhelmed
You
with
can't.
rage.
Yeah.
You can't control it.
Because
So you know you're attacking and killing someone. You don't want to do it, but you can't fight it. It's not quite like a zombie where you're
yeah, because
just
in
brains,
the
and they
first
don't.
film, and I think even in 28 weeks later, they
Yeah.
do have it where the infected talk sometimes. Because I think it's
Oh,
in
do they?
weeks where like a infected says something, and I think the kid like takes a second look,
Huh.
like he
I have to see
repeats
these.
something
Watch them
like, "Oh,
again.
kill." He says like, "Kill me," as he's getting up. So
Oh,
they, yeah, I think they're not zombies as like mindless.
true. And they
They
have
are just like,
memory. They
yeah,
have their
yeah,
memory.
yeah.
That's why he's following his kids.
Mm,
And I remember watching it, going, "This is silly.
yeah, yeah.
Why is he following his kids? He should be brainless." But they're not.
Mm,
He has memories. He remembers his kids.
yeah.
That's why he's chasing
He's after
them.
him.
But he can't. He can't control himself. And then when he tackles his son at the end, and this might be a little headcanon fan
Mm.
fiction-y, but I think he's like fighting himself.
Yeah, yeah,
He wants to kill him. And I don't think with the infected, they don't kill you, they infect you.
yeah.
They pin you
They
down and
do
just
eat.
vomit
They
blood
eat.
all over you.
They eat, but they are humans as well.
They
Like you
do
see
bite,
zombies and they eat forever and ever and ever, and they wouldn't do that.
but they're
Like if you had a full chicken in front of you, you wouldn't eat and eat and eat
yeah,
until it's done. You would eat as much as you
right,
can and you'd move on, wouldn't you? So,
right.
but their main instinct is just to infect in it. So
Correct,
it's
and they eat like deer, they eat like in Show
yeah.
'em in Years where they eat like fish, deer,
Mm,
they don't eat really people, they're not really zombies in that regard. They do bite, like the one girl gets bitten in, Weeks in
mm,
the beginning.
yeah.
Her arm thing bites her, so they will but it's more or less to infect you.
Mm.
So I don't you don't really see them, at least
And they
I had
do
to
the
watch
vomit
them,
thing as well, don't
again.
they? Where they like pin
Yeah,
you
they
down and
vomit
throw up
blood.
on you. Yeah,
Yep, to get the blood in you to
yeah.
infect you.
So
So
that's the
that's
way
how
they
and then
spread it.
spread, and I love how fast it is. It's that
Yeah, yeah.
quick,
It's
and Days Later has
instantaneous.
that yeah, it's instant, and
The guy
Days
gets it in
Later
his
has an
eye,
ama
and he's like,
Yep,
straight away, he's
you
like,
never
I
forget
love
that
you.
scene.
Stay away though." And then he just like,
Yes,
he's done.
he's such a great character. He's
Yeah,
another great actor
yeah, he's
too, and that
fantastic.
scene this is why Days Later is so damn good and iconic because it has these great scenes. He just looks up. It's so unfair. Blood
Mm,
just falls right in his eye, and he's just the way he's, going crazy, and he's
yeah,
his daughter. He's like, "No, I love you. Stay away from
yeah,
me." And it's so damn good, and they're panicking. They're like, "We have to kill him, but
yeah.
we don't
We
want
don't have
to."
anything to kill
Like,
him.
it's
Like,
so
yeah,
right, and they're just like, "We don't want to though
mm,
too, but we know we have to."
yeah,
It's so damn good. And that's what I feel like years later, and we should get into like, maybe we started at the
yeah.
beginning, but
So it
it was
starts
overall, maybe get your go ahead.
like the whole synopsis of the film is they're on an island, a real island that's off near. I think it's near Newcastle. It's definitely near
Yeah,
the
you would
giant
know better
statue
than
you see.
me.
the giant statue with the arms out, like the wings. It's called the Angel
Is
of the
that?
North. That's a real thing.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Oh, awesome. I'm gonna look
that's
that
up in
up.
Newcastle or near Newcastle. But
Oh, that's cool.
that's it's a real island. So they're off the coast of England on an
Look up
island
that
that
shit.
has kind of a man-made path to it. And the tide goes out every day, and as it goes out, you can walk
Oh
to it.
yeah, I
When
see
it
it.
comes in, you can't get to it. So it's
That's
kind of
cool.
makes
I like
sense.
that.
Like, yeah, for me, I love that that they're off the land. They can make as much
Yeah.
sound as they want because it's well guarded and stuff. So
And they have to be aware, like, okay, the tide's
yeah,
gone down. Now we have to be a little bit careful
yeah,
with,
yeah. And they always
So no, I
they
like
have
that
someone on watch
concept.
all the time. So if something does come, they have like guns and like arrow things aimed down.
Yeah.
I like that they have the rules of if anyone goes out and doesn't come back under any
Yep.
circumstance, no one
We're
goes
not
looking.
going.
Because then
Yeah.
if you're throwing 10 people after one and you lose 10 men, then
Yeah. Yep.
you're 11 people down. So I kind of like that. So the film starts where it's a guy. It's like a family, like a guy and his kid. And his kid, is it his kid's birthday, like his 12th birthday? Or it might just be a
Think
normal day.
so.
It might be
Yeah.
around his birthday or something. But you're only allowed to go out onto the mainland to hunt when you're 14. But I think this guy wants to prove that he's got a bit of a not an ego, but I think he just wants to prove that his son is ready. He can get his son ready, and
Isn't
he's pretty good at
11
what he
or
does.
12? I think is he 12 or
Yeah, I
something, I
think
think?
he's like 2 years under,
Spike.
and
Yeah, his name's Spike
yeah,
too. Yeah.
Spike, and I think he
Mhm.
is the only gripe I've got with the first ever 28 Days Later is the actor, the girl actor. So the daughter of the guy who gets infected,
Yeah, okay.
she's
I thought she
terrible.
was okay. I didn't like her. Oh,
Oh,
really? I have to watch it
if you
again.
watch it again, she's not good. She's like,
Okay.
yeah, she's not a great actress. But that's before like the Harry Potter. I think like as much as people call Harry Potter, you look at like how good child acting got from
Oh,
not the first
they
two
were
Harry
great.
Potter films. They're very cheesy, but you look at later Harry Potter films where it was
Oh, yeah,
still
they were good. Yeah.
teenagers. They're phenomenal. It's phenomenal acting in
Yes.
some of those
Yeah.
films, and that like changed the standard of child acting. I think that
True.
you could probably point at that in that franchise alone and just say that.
Yeah.
So I think with this kid Spike, I don't know the actor's name. He's fantastic. He's probably the best
No, he
actor
did a
in the
great
film.
job. Yeah, no, he did a great job. I
So
liked him a lot.
yeah, they're gonna go out and hunt and basically get his first kill. That's what it is.
And I want to interrupt. That is my first little problem with it.
Mm.
I don't like that they would risk
Yeah.
anyone for any reason to just get a kill.
Yeah,
They could, to me, give him a better reason to go out. We're going hunting for supplies.
yeah.
We're doing this, we're doing that. Give me a little bit of a better reason. Like, I understand that they probably have to go to the mainland. They need shit. They need supplies.
His mum, big part of the story is that his mum isn't well.
She's
His mum's
sick.
in bed.
Right. She's
And,
very sick.
So, and she's very like delirious. So she's like,
Yes.
when she goes up, he says,
And you don't know what's going on with her at first.
yeah, he says, "Oh, I'm going out hunting," and then all of a sudden she like
Oh, you're going to
snaps and she's
school?
like, she's going crazy. How dare
Yeah.
you fucking let him do this? And you're like,
Yep.
what the fuck? This? And I thought at first maybe she, like in the first film, the second film where the mum's infected, and when they find her in the house,
Right,
she
she's
hugs
like
the son,
comatose.
but she can't
Yeah.
stop hugging him, so she's still got a bit of the
Yeah.
rage in her. And,
True.
And when the spoiler for the second film, the kid gets bit by his dad. He's got the same
Yep.
condition with his eyes, so he's
Yep.
immune. But he's the same as from him getting bit. He changes completely. He doesn't really have a personality anymore. He's more just distant with himself. So I think I thought she's infected, and that's why they're keeping her in bed, because she might have this rage virus, and that's why no one seems to go near her or kiss her. But then the son gives her a kiss as he goes out, and he says, "Yeah, I'm going to school."
Okay.
She seems to have like short-term memory problems, so you're like, "Oh, it's probably not that."
Yeah.
So for me, what I loved the first time they go out, I think is the best bit of the film. So when the
Yeah, it was
son
good. I agree.
and
Just a better
father
idea
go out.
reason to go out for me. But yeah, go ahead.
It should
That's
have
my little
been,
gripe.
we need to get painkillers for your mum, because she keeps saying she's got a
Right,
bad head.
something.
She's like, "Oh,
You
really
got
bad
it.
head. Oh, my head hurts."
There.
And they're like, "We need
And
to
we're out
go
of painkillers.
maybe go and get." They know where weed's been grown or some shit from years
True.
ago. You know what I mean? Just
That's right. Got
so,
some nice ganja out there.
but it's weird just to go out and get a kill.
Shit.
And for me,
Yeah,
the
because you're
first,
risking it. You're
yeah,
risking your life.
just for him
And
to
you
get a
need to
kill.
learn how to defend yourself. Be like,
Yeah.
hey, when we're going to get this shit though, if we can get the drop on some infected, we're gonna have you practice a bow and arrow shot. That's fine. Teach him how to do that. They have like dummies back at the place, but it's a good
It's
idea to
different
hey,
in life, isn't
let's
it? Yeah.
you got it. You got to learn to kill someone if they're infected. You got to learn what that feels like. He even like he's nice. Like it gets easier. But all that was good. But you can do that too. But just we're gonna go get your first kill. Again,
It's a bit
you're
daft, isn't it?
risking a lot.
And as
And
well,
what happens? They almost get killed. They get
yeah.
overwhelmed.
Well, the
That's my
son,
fucking
the
point.
only kill he gets is one that's crawling on the floor that's
One, but
dead
they get
pretty much already.
overwhelmed. Right.
And then it gets into it. The minute they do come up against infected, like the ones that run, he just bottles it. He can't shoot. He can't keep his aim straight, and his dad has
Right,
to
which is
carry him,
normal.
which is
Yeah.
completely what would happen, and
Sure.
that's
Yeah.
believable.
'Cause
And he
hell
is
yeah.
younger than he's meant to go out now. I started as soon as they leave and like doing the walk across the bridge. The whole film has like this weird vibe, doesn't it? Like the whole way through, it has like it keeps cutting to like infected at night through night vision, doing like
Yep.
weird rituals, and you're like,
And
what
it's
the
you hear in the
fuck is
background
this?
like one. It's like someone
Yeah.
giving like a march, and
Mm.
then you hear it keeps showing. Me and Otis were talking about this. It keeps showing medieval footage, like
Yeah.
archers from medieval times, and it's artsy,
And
and that's what he
I
said.
get
And it's very
why.
artsy. It's trying to be a little artsy.
It's kind of showing that that's what we've regressed to, sort of thing.
Yes, true. Yes,
So I get
agree.
it why they've done it, but for me, it pretty much that section is like the trailer for the film, and I was like, hang on,
A lot of it is
are
the
we watching a
trailer,
film?
yeah. Right, it's a lot
Like,
of
and
it
it's
is
like
the
cutting, it's
trailer
like
for sure.
flashing things. I'm like, this is the film. This
Yeah.
is really weirdly shot compared to the others. So they get out, the kid bottles it. They meet what's called an alpha, and we learn that there's alphas now, which are like it's infected big guys, and it's made them bigger basically, and they're like in command.
I'm a little, yeah, I'm
Which is
a little mixed on them, but they were cool. Ultimately,
yeah,
ultimately, I learned to like them.
it is gonna mutate the virus or whatever it is,
Sure,
and I
sure.
like that side of it. I'd rather them go that way than have ones that like go in the trees and fucking swing like monkeys and things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
This is the
I think
spider ones.
it's more, yeah. I think it's more
Spider
believable
monkeys.
that we just get giant fucking men.
Yeah,
That
sure. Call
don't
them the
go
alpha.
down in one arrow. Like you shoot them with an arrow and they don't flinch. So they end up getting chased by an alpha. They get back safe, and then obviously the kid's like, I did shit, but they get back. There's a big party. Oh, he killed 5. You should have seen him.
His dad's talking him up.
And it's like, yeah, I get it. He's talking him up, but yeah,
his dad, he's good. He's trying to
and
be
I
a
like
good
the dad
dad.
character.
I feel like.
Yeah.
I do too. He's flawed, and that's
Yeah.
what I think is it's a good show of his character. I do too.
And I think
he's flawed. I like him though.
They try and make him look like a bad guy because he slaps his kid when
Yeah, that's true.
his kid basically sees him cheating on his mum. But would you blame him if your wife was like that, abusing you? They're clearly not intimate. They probably drifted apart years ago. So he's a good-looking guy. He probably is high up in charge or whatever. So
and his you try to probably be a good man for as long as you can.
He's clearly tried, hasn't he?
Years. And who knows? Maybe he was a cheating piece of shit before. Who knows? We don't see that side. So no, is it good to cheat? No, it's not good to cheat. But when you're trying to keep this family together, it's a post-apocalyptic survival type shit. It's a lot of other stress and shit going on, and your wife has some sort of I won't say what it is yet, but some ailment that she is just lashes out at you, and then
she says some vile things like baby killer, and you're like, what the fuck? Like,
you
why
can tell.
And he doesn't react to it. He just walks out at that point, doesn't he? So
and they do a great job from the kid's perspective too. Like I know how I would feel as a kid. I'd feel like your dad's kind of a piece of shit.
Dickhead,
like,
and
why
you
are
want
you
to
doing
kill
this,
him,
Dad?
Yeah,
you're right. You would be mad, and that's perfectly that's how you would feel because it's not right. But then you understand from the human side, from the dad side, why he's doing this. Like you try to do everything you can, but you maybe need that moment of release to be with someone, to feel affection, love, sex. You know,
also as well, obviously, when there's a side to it where the kid is still only 12. I think everybody knows what's wrong with the mum because we all knew in the cinema, like at that point. Well, we know she's not infected now, but she's coughing up blood, and she's got mood swings. It's going to be something with her brain, so she's either dementia But you don't cough up
That's what
blood
I
with
was
dementia.
thinking. I
I thought
thought
it was
dementia.
dementia
You're
at
right.
first, yeah.
You're right. I didn't think that there were
And
physical
then
symptoms.
I
You're
thought
exactly right.
the next one, as soon as she started coughing up blood, I was like, it's probably going to be some cancer or something. So
That's funny. It never occurred to me that.
I thought, I
Never
didn't
occurred
think
to me
brain
like
cancer,
cancer.
but I thought some sort of cancer that maybe she's
Okay.
in so much pain that she does lash out like that because, it must be horrific.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot to mention when the kid and the son were out, they end up staying out overnight.
Yeah, because
they
they're
get
getting
chased and they
chased.
have to hide, and they see a fire in the distance in the mainland, and it's
Yeah.
apparently this crazy man that lives out in the
Yep.
mainland
This
who
crazy
was a
doctor.
doctor. So the kid obviously doesn't like his dad anymore. He's like, "You're not gonna help mum, dad get better. We need to take her to a doctor." Absolutely not. Okay, well I'll just
I
take
don't
her
think
then.
he's just mad. I don't think he
Yeah,
hates his dad, but he's just mad.
yeah, he's
Young
mad.
kid being mad, just mad, which
Yeah.
is fine. I think that's good. I think that's good. That's fine. That she's like, you know what? I can't tell you. You're not going to let me go out, and I want to save mom. He's young. He's not thinking straight. Dad would have said, dude, I know you want. I want to save mom too, but we're risking our lives. We have to think about this. And the kid was rash.
Oh,
So he
100%.
wanted to do it now because he probably knew my mom doesn't have much time. We gotta go. But maybe he should have went to his dad first. But the reason though, he's mad. They did a good with the dad smacking him
It
and
makes
being
sense for him
cheating.
to not go to his dad
To
because his
not was
dad
go
just
to his
slapped him.
dad.
Yeah.
Right, slapped him and he was cheating.
This for me though
Which
is where
made him
the
mad.
film now, like I'm very, even 28 weeks later, I'm still, until the helicopter goes through zombies and chops millions up.
I thought that was cool.
I'm fully
I know,
invested,
it's
but until
lame.
that point,
I know. I thought that
I'm
was
like,
cool,
okay,
though.
the film's fucking stupid at this point.
True.
But
So far, this is good.
yeah,
This is good.
It's right. This is where
I'm
the
with
film
you.
for me goes, and I'm just like,
It starts to. Yeah.
So-
It's teetering. We're teetering. Yeah.
so
Weird
the kid
decisions
goes,
get made.
"Mom, I'm going to sneak you out." And he gets a load of supplies together. He basically has a conversation away from his dad with someone and say, "Yeah, he's a
Sneak her
doctor,
out of.
and he used to be a
Yeah.
GP, which is a general practitioner in the UK.
Yeah.
They basically are your doctor. You'd phone up, oh, I've got this. Okay, come see me. Yeah, I can refer you to
Right.
whoever." So he would know a base of, and around
True,
that time
everything.
as well. So it was
A little bit of everything.
2003, I think. Doctors now, you go to them and go, "Oh, I've got this fucking pain in my arm," and they Google it. They just Google it in front of you.
I was just gonna look for my
Back
phone.
then, back then, you go to a
AI
doctor.
just told me I have AIDS.
Yeah. Well,
Walker
apparently
told me
you
I have
should be
AIDS.
dead.
Yeah, according to this, you should be dead. Walker told me I have AIDS. You ever seen that from Walker, Texas Ranger? It's Haley Joel Osment. Walker told me I have AIDS. Okay. I don't know why Walker, Texas Ranger. I don't know why Chuck Norris is telling me you have AIDS, but oh god. Well, go ahead. Sorry. I thought that was worth interruption.
No, definitely, yeah. So whereas back then in 2003, obviously it's before the internet, it's before, well, not before the internet, but internet was very early. A doctor certainly wouldn't use the internet to diagnose someone. Whereas,
they actually went to school.
So a doctor
They had
would have like a
knowledge.
big book of things, and he would have to know where to look.
Yeah,
or he would just know
and
from
he can
knowledge.
refer you, right? He can
Yeah.
refer. He might obviously they can help you with a lot of things.
Certain things.
They have medicines and certain things, but they can also refer you to a specialist.
Yeah.
You need a specialist, whether it's your foot, your whatever. It could be a specific thing that you need. Someone that's specifically, I train in this, and they do it for years and years and years. So yeah,
the kid wants to take his mum there, so he sneaks his mum out.
Maybe he can help me.
Causes a distraction.
Exactly.
I think he sets something on fire, doesn't he? And
Yeah, he says something. Yep.
Now, the film for me, to see how bad the kid did with his dad, and he should, maybe it is a bit of, he's with his dad, he knows his dad's, fucking Billy Big
has
Dick,
the carry.
and
True.
he's like, maybe he's nervous because you don't want to disappoint his dad. But I think he's shitting himself because he's seeing infected probably for the first time.
Yes,
and he doesn't. He just can't do it. He can't control his nerves. The way it's portrayed in the film is that this is literally the next day, or it might be a day or two after.
It's got to be
and he sneaks out. For me, it would have made more sense if it shows you like kind of a little montage sort of thing, not like a fucking cheesy montage of him like working out, but maybe
time for a montage, fighting him, punching a fucking lamb,
maybe just show him like
rack of meat,
just for a couple of nights, sneaking out of the window and firing arrows and running and firing arrows and just practicing and getting better.
Practicing a little bit.
Because as soon as he's out with his mum, he's totally in control. He's killing things. And for me, I'm just like straight away, I was like, okay,
he should almost be
he's leveled up like
Even
7 times.
Yeah,
Presumably,
he
we've
should
all seen
almost
him.
be even a little more scared because his dad's
Yeah,
not there.
he should be
I would be as a
terrified.
kid,
Yeah.
but he has had practice. I'm sure they know how to shoot bow and arrow already, so you
Hmm.
can imagine they've practiced, or maybe they've practiced on deer,
Yeah.
like they've gone hunting for food. So he probably has some, he can shoot on the move. But when something is running to try to kill you, that is different.
Yep.
Your adrenaline spikes. You're gonna have fear. Even someone who's trained probably has fear, but they know how to react and
Yeah. Yeah.
control it. You know what I mean? So whereas, yeah, him. So you're right. I'd like to have seen a little bit more where he's still kind of miffing shots,
Hmm.
and then he has that moment of like clarity, like someone's gonna die, my mom,
I
something's
think
gonna happen,
having
and
been
he
nervous,
has
and then
that
his mum has
clarity.
one of the slow ones try and grab her, and that's when he
Yeah, and
makes the
he
first shot, and then he realizes,
right
okay, that's the most pressure
and
I'm ever gonna
breathe.
have. Yeah,
True,
but they
and then
don't
he
do
gets
any of
that
that, do they?
moment. Oh,
And it's
right,
very
where he
much,
it's
yeah,
pretty quick.
he just
It's
goes
pretty
from
quick.
nothing to a hero, basically.
Yeah, and it'd be kind of cool, right? If you'd had that moment of I'm starting to build
Yeah.
confidence. I'm starting to know I can do this.
Mm.
And yeah, he can I think they did kind of a good job with Carl in that regard of Walking
Yeah,
Dead,
yeah.
where he started to grow his
Mm.
confidence. He was terrified
Because he
and
starts,
bumbling
doesn't
at
he?
first.
He like goes to kill things, and then he can't do it.
Yep.
But then it
He
goes to a
trips and
point where
shit.
he's the one that kills the zombie that eats his mum or
Yep.
whatever, and he doesn't think twice
Yeah.
about it. So,
Right.
yeah, I think,
Exactly.
and again, like I said,
Walking Dead did a lot of that.
this has nothing to do. I think all the acting in this film is really good.
Oh yes, me too.
I think everyone, even like they meet a soldier, so you see a bunch of soldiers just get wiped out. They like because
Yeah, that was just cool.
the mainland, just to give a bit more context to the story, the England is just a quarantine zone. It didn't
Yeah.
spread worldwide because in 28 days later, they said, "Oh, it's spread worldwide. It's been in New York, Paris." At that point, it's only in England because you see Jim laid down and you see a plane go over. Like
Mhm.
it like the 3/4 of the way through the film, and it's just a normal passenger airline. So if that's happening, the world is going as normal around England.
But
Um,
don't you think like the US would have sent aid, help, supply,
well,
anything? You know what I
that's what
mean?
28 weeks later, isn't it? So like
Right.
the other countries have all
Yes.
banded together to try and
Right.
repopulate, but it goes tits up clearly. And
Yes, it goes tits up,
so,
which is yeah,
and then
that's
in
what should happen.
28 weeks later, the way that ends is that it's broke out into France, and the rumor is
Yep.
that the kid, then his sister's probably give him a kiss on the head or whatever, or you know, he spread it somehow, and that's how it's got in France. But apparently, in the law, that it's been contained from France, they've apparently got rid of it because the end of 28 weeks later is it's in. You see the Eiffel Tower and you see all the infected running.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's now only just in England, and England's all been
Okay.
quarantined. If you're caught trying to escape, they'll just kill you. They're surrounding it with boats all the time.
Okay.
So you see these soldiers, and they just all get fucked up. Like they're clearly like they are the Zoomers. They're like people of now because
Yeah.
they meet as a soldier, like a young lad who's like from
And
Sweden, isn't he?
you don't know. You're like, why are these soldiers here? You find out
Yeah,
though,
yeah,
but
and
you
that's when
don't
he
know. You're like,
says he's
what's
like,
going
"Oh,
on?
we were here just to, I can't remember why. Did they crash or something? Did they boat
Yeah.
crash
So,
land?
yep. So they were like patrolling. They were
Yeah, and
just
they hit a
patrolling,
rock.
making sure right that like no one's escaping, nothing's they're just keeping an eye on the mainland, and they hit a rock,
Yep.
and then they had to like no choice, they had to crash land. They're
Mm.
like, fuck, we don't want to. We don't want to go on the
Yep.
mainland
But they had
because we
to.
know what's on there, but they had
And
to.
they also know at that
So,
point that they can't ever come
which is
off
good.
because he's
That's a
like,
good
he's
reason.
showing his phone, and the guy and Spike's like, "What's that?" Because obviously he was born in the. He's not 28.
Yep.
He's 12. So he was born in the infected era.
Right.
He
He
never
has
saw a
no idea.
mobile. He never saw
No.
technology. And he's like, "Oh, do you want to see my girlfriend?" And she's like a girl with the fucking lip filler and
I know,
everything.
it's
And he's like,
funny.
"What's happened to her face, man?" Like it's
Kourtney
so good.
Kardashian,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Lip
brilliant.
filler.
That scene is
Looks like
so good.
that is good. A
Um,
puffer fish. Yeah,
so
even we were all laughing. It was
yeah,
good.
it's great. So
Yeah.
and they kind of make friends. He carries the mum for ages, the soldier,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to sit down." They sit down, and then the mum just gets up and goes, "Right, I'm ready to go." And he's like, "She can
You
walk."
walk? Yeah, it was good. No, I liked him. I
Yeah, he was
liked
a
the
good
dude.
character.
Yeah.
And they
He
find
was
this.
silly.
Yeah. So to fast forward a bit, they're getting closer to the doctor, to where the fire was, but they see a train and they hear like wailing from the train, like a woman in
Yeah.
pain. So they go
Yep.
in, and they see an infected woman. I think she's tied up, right? I'm sure she's tied up.
No,
Is she
she's
not?
not.
Oh, all right. So
No,
she's just
because she
free.
because her hands are. You're right. I
Oh,
see what you're saying.
yeah, that's it.
They're on the glass.
Yeah.
And then remember when what's her face comes in, Spike's mom, they hold hands.
They hold hands, right?
So this is where the movie is like.
So the movie at this point,
this is an infected pregnant woman, is what you're seeing.
So
what they're coming
she's
across.
infected, she's pregnant,
and you see a
she's
glimpse of
giving birth.
her. Yeah, you see a glimpse of her early on, like just she's like walking through a creek bed, and you're like, was that a pregnant woman?
Yeah,
that was a pregnant.
I remember that you see like a
so you
flash
get
of her, don't you?
glimpse.
Yeah.
So now this is her.
Yeah.
They've found this woman. And she's giving birth. So, and it's like, well, why isn't she attacking her or going crazy? Well, I can see that again. She realizes she's raged. She can't control it, but she's giving birth. And I think she's going through an amount of so much pain.
Yeah.
That, and then obviously Spike's mom realizes that, and she's like, oh my god, this she's giving birth. I feel sorry for her. I feel and she's not in her right mind.
Yeah.
I think obviously, and Spike's a kid. I think if the dad were there, he'd be like, "No, we should not be anywhere near this."
He'd have just killed it instantly. He'd have arrowed it. She'd have arrowed her.
He would have arrowed it. And I probably would have done the same.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I would have killed it, but because you're trying to protect the people that are alive,
your own son, someone's baby.
Yeah, but go ahead, kind of continue with going through the scene.
The infected ends up having a baby.
Yeah,
and gives birth. They cut the placenta.
She passes out.
The thing. Yeah, passes out.
Yeah.
And then
the umbilical cord.
Yeah, the umbilical cord. That's it. Not the placenta.
Yep.
I'm tired.
I know
what it is.
No, I got
I've not had to do that job yet. I'm not a dad yet. One day I'll cut the placenta and then I'll get arrested.
That's right. I've had to do it twice. Yeah. You got to eat the placenta too.
Oh, that's it. Put it in a nice bagel or something.
Tom Cruise style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put it in a sauce, in a pasty or whatever, and eat it.
Easy.
So
yeah, the baby's born and it's not infected. It's just a baby.
Yeah, it's just a normal baby.
And then at that point, the soldier walks in and he's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "We gotta kill it." And she goes, "No, it's not infected. It's not infected. Look." And then does the zombie woman get up then? And he shoots her?
She goes at him.
Yeah. She goes at him.
She's like, "Wah!" And then he shoots her.
Yeah. And then at that point, you hear a big
He's
rumble.
backing up.
Yeah, he's like backing up.
You know it's coming.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, but you know it's coming.
Something's gonna grab him.
Because he's backing up with his gun.
Yeah.
We gotta go. You guys got. I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot you. And he's backing up. It's like there's a fucking red X on the ground. Stand here.
Wait. And then
please stand here.
He gets grabbed and he gets killed. Good, doesn't he? Like
he gets Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
like this alpha. This alpha has a killing move. Like this is what he likes to do. It's straight out of Mortal Kombat. He takes your fucking head and he rips it off with its spine attached. This is what he like a shrimp or whatever you do. Like how you de-shrimp. He just rips your head off from your body with its spine attached, and he uses it as a weapon, like a club, like a flail. So it's cool. It seems a little impractical. Like why would he do that?
But we're missing the biggest point of this guy. You know what I'm gonna say, right? He's got the biggest cock you've ever seen in your life. Like his wang is out.
Me and Otis were in the theater and we're like, dude, I didn't know you were in this, bro. I didn't know you got in this part, the part of Samson, because dude, his dick was it blotted out the sun.
Well,
it was a club,
and he comes into frame. I saw it immediately, and I went,
"Oh yeah,
did you see the size of his cock?" And she went, "What? No, you didn't." And I thought, oh, maybe he's got like limbs on him. Maybe he's got like a belt of like arms and stuff. Oh, it's the first thing I definitely looked at.
Lee was drooling. What? I didn't see anything. His drool coming.
No, she's like, I didn't see anything.
I didn't see it. I know what you're talking about. Oh yeah. Yeah, right.
And so he's like approaching. They end up running from him, and then all of a sudden he gets darted like Ace Ventura.
Yeah, it is Ace Ventura.
And he's asleep, and the doctor's there, and he's made some medicinal dart to put him to sleep. And they say, "Look,
morphine, mixed with some other stuff. Yeah,
we can get away from him now." So they go away with the doctor.
Okay, and I just want to interrupt real quick. This is another part. One of my moments was Samson standing there. This is the alpha.
The big alpha.
He's literally standing there asleep. The big alpha, who is horrifically a threat. Like he's there to kill. So, all the kid needed to do was raise up his bow and arrow like he's gonna shoot him in the head, like I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
kill this guy, right? And the doctor could have said, "Whoa, no," he could have stopped him
Yep.
and been like, "No, and he goes, "Well, why? He's a danger." He goes, "Yes, he is a threat, but I'm a doctor. I signed an oath to do no harm. Whatever. Thou shalt not kill." Or
It's weird, isn't
and
it?
he
I
named
don't
him.
get.
He named him Samson, so he does have some sort of
I
care for
I
him.
I don't think he's explained, but the reason
That's
why
all
I
they
would
had to
keep him
do.
alive is he probably keeps other infected away.
True. Possible.
So
It groups them, keeps them in groups and
and
herds them around, so maybe they're not just, like, roaming around. You're
yeah,
right, he
and
could be like,
he's
so he's a
easy
threat.
clearly to take care of if he's got a distance on him, he can just dart him. But yeah, it
True.
don't make sense keeping him alive. Kill him at that point.
We'll kill him,
Yeah,
but that doctor could have said, "Hey,
we don't do that.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna do it, and if you want me to help your mom,
we don't
he
do that.
doesn't die.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
keep him alive." And that's all they had to do. Kid's like, "Okay, that's it." But they don't do anything. They just keep him there, and they just
Yeah,
walk
and
away.
he's just
Like,
asleep.
what are you talking about? Like, right, he's just asleep. So just have a quick moment, because me and Otis are at the theater going, "Really? They're just gonna keep that dude
Yeah,
there? He's
yeah,
a threat."
yeah,
But like I said, you have that moment where the kid goes to kill him, and the doctor stops him. That's all you had to do. So again, just a little weird plot hole. I felt like they
yeah.
could have just
I
kind of did
agree.
something
It's
about
weird.
that.
I didn't
That's it.
understand. Me and Lee said the same thing. It don't make
Yeah, it's like
sense.
just and again, yeah, you don't have to kill him. Go to kill him
Hmm.
and have a good reason to
Yeah,
have the
for
doctor.
him
Nope.
not, but just to move on
You
and
don't
leave him
you
there.
don't
It's
like my
like,
idea? Do you don't like my idea? That's fine.
yeah,
Substitute your own. You know what I mean? Like make up your own fan fiction or head
yeah,
canon. But that's again,
yeah.
that would be my only critique.
Hmm.
You know, and then yeah, but I'll if you want to keep going, go ahead. I'm just gonna I just gotta piss real quick, get some
Yeah,
water.
yeah.
I'm literally
No,
gonna
that's
be 1
okay.
minute.
I'll
So
continue. It's all right. So
okay.
from then, they then move to where the doctor's staying, which is called the Bone Temple. Now, the Bone Temple, this is another thing as well that we've not mentioned yet. The 28 years later is the first film of a trilogy that they're going to do. So again, we'll go into this later, but like 28 days later, we never really thought there'd be a 28 weeks later. So everything was kind of answered in that film. You can watch that film as itself and be familiar and just be like, okay, it's a great film. I know what happened. Could leave it on an open cliffhanger. It kind of does, but you're happy with it. With this, you know that they're purposely not going to answer certain things. Just like that with the Alpha, they're not going to answer why he's keeping him maybe for this one. So yeah, they take him to the Bone Temple, which basically over the years, the Doctor has been gathering bodies and burning things. But then he's got a giant temple, like literally a pyramid of skulls. And he's made like giant pillars of bones, like arms and legs and stuff. It looks sick. It does look really good. And they get there, and I think he's just burning a body. And they're putting a bone on like the pyramid, or whatever. Not on the top of it. They put it like wherever in the pyramid, just where there's a hole. He says to the kid, "Go and find a place." The kid then goes, "Are you the doctor?" "Yep." "I need you to help my mum. She's not well." So at that point, then, he examines her. Oh, that's another thing as well. I'm going to keep going backwards and forwards because Coop's seen this film before I have. More recent than I have. So the doctor is covering himself with embalming fluid. So, you know, like the stuff when you see doctors go into an operating theatre and they cover their arms and stuff, and I don't know if it's the stuff actually they cover their arms with, but they definitely put it on bodies and stuff before operating. I think it's to like sterilize. Well, it turns out he found this out, but the infected don't like that, and they basically makes you invisible to them. So he's constantly covered in this like red stuff. So if you've seen the trailers, that's why he looks like he's covered in blood. It's not blood, it's embalming fluid or whatever fluid. I can't remember the exact name of it. So he's like topping up on that as the kid's doing this other thing. Because he's like, he obviously wants to stay undetected. He doesn't want to attract anything there. So they're doing that, and then he starts to examine the mum. while Spike's away doing his own thing. I think he's either napping or he's sorting out the skull anyway. And he's doing some like tests with her, checking like her eyesight with a light and just the basic things. How long have you had it? How long have you had headaches and all this? And he basically says it looks like you've got a brain tumor or some sort of brain cancer. And he says, and she says, "Oh well, is there any way to make her better?" The kid and her mum. And I think she's known all along what she's got. And I think that the whole thing of the film it's kind of clever that we only really see the film in Spike's perspective, really, a lot of it as a kid. And although he is able to go out and kill things and fend for himself, he is still an innocent kid, and he has no idea that, that his mum has this cancer. He doesn't know what it is. So when he's told what it is, he's like, "Well, you're a doctor. You can just make her better, right?" And he's like, "Even with medicine, if we had a hospital, I don't think we could. It's too far gone. It is going to kill your mum." And at this point, obviously, the mum and the doctor have kind of made a deal, which again is a bit. I don't know myself if I agree with this direction of the film. If he doesn't want to kill infected, then it doesn't make sense for him to euthanize the mum. It doesn't make sense to me. I was a bit like, I thought what they were going to do is he was going to cook her up some like herbal remedy or something and say, "Look, this will take the pain away. This will take your mood swings away. Let's get your son back to home," and then maybe give her something that she can drink and kill herself. But then we find out
ready. It feels sudden.
Yeah,
we
find out all of a sudden the kid gets darted. And you're like, the fuck?
Yeah.
And then when he gets darted, I'm like, oh my god, they're just gonna kill the mum now.
Yeah.
And then she goes off, gets fucking killed, and then he comes back with a skull. What I did mention while you were away, and I did want to kind of go into it. So
yeah, sure.
Doctor, like, he covers himself with like embalming fluid, doesn't he? So
what is it?
Because that's how he like hides himself from the infected, because they don't like it or they can't smell it.
The virus doesn't like it. Yeah,
and that makes a good point, because people always say that in 28 Days Later, Jim, the main character, he's walking through a hospital. Now, a hospital will be absolutely riddled with infected, and he walks through the streets of London. He doesn't say much, but he's walking through. You would think zombies would just smell him, or the infected would sense he's there. But it's as if he's walking about as an invisible ghost. And what you don't realise is that he was in a car accident, or he was in an accident that put him in a coma and he had to have operation. So that's why he wakes up with like half a shaved head, because he has had some sort of brain injury or something. So in his body, just to put him through like a CT scan and stuff, he will have been injected with it, and he will have had it in his blood probably and in his body. So it kind of does make sense that the infected don't see him in the hospital and at the first bit. It's not until he says, it's really the first time you hear him talk in the church where he goes, "Hello," and then because they've heard him, they don't know he's there because they can't smell him or they don't sense him because of this arm. So I think that's kind of a really neat nod to it. People might think, "Oh, they've just put that out in air," but I think they've honestly thought about that since the first film. So I think that's a good little touch. But yeah, the doctor then comes back when the kids woke up with the skull and goes, "Find a place for her." And she always says that she wanted to be in a place where she could see the Angel of the North and she could look out. So he puts her on top of the pyramid.
Oh, that's cool. On top and points her that
So
direction.
that's nice. That was cool. It doesn't make sense to me, because now the doctor's going to send the kid and the baby on its way, and it's like he's definitely going to make it back, because the baby's going to be crying and shit, and it's just going to.
Babies don't make it. Yeah, babies they love long travel.
Yeah, they love that shit.
Across the country. Yeah, they don't cry or piss and moan and do anything like that to attract people.
So,
oh boy!
As soon as they've done that, the fucking alpha shows up and they run away. They hide in like a little hole that he's made. He clearly has holes about where they hide, but the alpha, because he's not embalmed recently, can smell him, grabs him through it, and then he just happens to dart him in the hand. I think he hits him in the hand
The
with the
kid
dart.
gets him.
Oh, the kid
Yeah,
gets him. Yeah,
he's got the doctor, and he's like, I
yeah,
thought the doctor
and
was
yeah, I thought the
toast.
doctor's head was about to
Yeah,
explode.
I'm like, oh yeah, I thought
Yep.
I was finish him. I
Yep.
thought Sub-Zero was going in for
I
round
thought we were
2.
gonna see a great fucking
Yep.
death, and like blood was gonna go everywhere.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
thought
Oh, the
the
kid's getting
doctor was like
Ooh.
gonna like have the embalming stuff on him, and as he died, he like splatter it everywhere, and it would go on the kid. So that's how the kid would have escaped. But no, the kid darts the alpha, and then basically he lets him on his way.
You should say that the reason why the alpha is like kind of coming after them, he's coming after his baby.
Yeah,
Like,
I
the
think
baby
it's his
that was
baby. I
born
think it's
is his baby.
Yeah, it's clearly his baby. So
And he's running after them, and they're trying
yeah,
to run away from
and I
him.
think
That's
that's
why
why.
it's like, why aren't you killing him?
Yeah,
Just
and it still
have
isn't
that little
explained.
moment. Yeah.
Because the doctor doesn't seem to try and fight back. He's just kind of at that point. He's like, "Well, it's got me now." So the kid goes off, and then we kind of just get like a montage of him just like running what's took the entire film just back home, and he basically goes and hand delivers the baby. Well, not hand delivers. He leaves it at the gates.
Yeah, it was
and
at the
then
gates. Yep.
Decides it's
And
probably best I go on my own way. Yeah, and
yep. And another thing here, right? So and then it shows the dad, and this is
yeah, it
where I
goes back to
thought
the
like a
dad.
moment where you see the dad running through the water,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, why couldn't they have shown one scene where the dad is like, I'm going after them?
Yeah,
Once
and
he
trying to
knows
fight.
that his kid left with his mom, he's like, he should be like, I'm gone. I'm
But
going. I
also,
don't understand why he didn't
I think they do
go after them.
that's kind of like how it goes earlier on in the film where they show they say don't matter who's out there, we don't go after anyone. So I think
Yeah.
he will have said that, but he obviously he's been stopped. The dad would have definitely snuck out if he's as good as he is.
Yeah.
If a fucking kid can get out, then
No.
his dad, who is literally like the best, by the sounds of it, would have gone out.
Right. Well, if he had to sneak out, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They could have said, "Hey, we can't let you leave. I'm going. You're
Yeah.
not going to stop me."
Yeah.
And they just said, "Okay," but you know that we're not going to send people after you.
Yeah. Or if you do go, you're breaking our rules. That means you're done. And then the kid and the dad after then are banished. So they take the baby back,
right.
and they think, well,
They
we've
could
got
have
a
done
baby,
that too.
we've got
It
answers.
could have been exiled.
So yeah, they deliver the baby. Well, the kid delivers the baby with a note saying, you know,
Hey,
mum's
I'm gonna
dead.
chill out here.
Yeah, I may come back, I might not. But I'm gonna try and like learn myself and survive myself. The baby also now imposes questions, because this is what I said earlier when you went to toilet. So this film is part of a trilogy now. So they're doing 3 films. So that you already get a vibe that things aren't going to be answered purposely. Because if they answer everything now, what's the point in doing 2 other films? Like, unless they're going to do 3 separate films. You know what I mean? But they're clearly, because the next film is called The Bone Temple. So it's going to be around the Doctor, I think, and his more into his past, and maybe the people that the kid meets at the end are linked with that more. But yeah,
This Jimmy Holt,
the Jimmys,
obviously.
yeah, which we'll get
Yeah,
onto
the
in a minute.
Jimmys.
So the
Yeah.
kid goes off.
Yep.
The baby's there. I don't know if in the note it says that the baby was born from an infected. So maybe they're not aware. But I think 28 years
He
later,
should have put
too.
that in there.
Yeah, he definitely should have. I think it will
Because
start.
that baby could be a ticking time bomb.
Well, yeah, now
if
they're all
someone
coming.
handles that baby.
Well, no, that the alpha is going to go there now. And is
True,
the alpha going to
true.
take everything with him? Because I think that's the same alpha you see that kills all the soldiers as well. So he's definitely one of the stronger ones. And you do see earlier in the film, you see they get chased by an alpha to the gates, and they literally hammer it with everything and just kill it at the end. But
so there's another one. Right,
so yeah, there's multiple of them, but I think this one is like the big alpha.
Right.
So yeah.
See, what I was thinking though is that baby could be infected, and if someone
it could be that as well.
It could be from within. But how weeks later it happens, you know what I mean? Where it just spreads from within.
Yep.
So that's what I'm thinking. They could go in that direction too. So
it could be either, couldn't it?
What direction? Yep.
So yeah, and then the film cuts as like a montage. Now, for where the kid is at the end of the film, he's gone miles across the country. He's not just like up the road. I think he's way down south now. I don't know whereabouts it is, but I read that he's not just done it overnight. He will have travelled for months to get to where he is now. And he comes across like he's eating a fish, and then he gets chased by some infected, and there's just a blocked road. He could climb up it. I mean, he's fucking gone halfway across the country.
Yeah, I
Why
thought
is there
that too. He
fucking
can
stupid
climb up
rock
it or
stopping him?
try. He
And
could
then
at least made an attempt. He's like, oh, I guess I can't.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then
the
all of
guys were
us
on top of it.
yeah, and then all
The
of a
fucking
sudden
Power Rangers.
some guys come up all in different colored tracksuits,
Oh
and
yeah,
they're
it's
like,
so fucking
"Get them,
smart.
boys!" And then there's a
Pretty
so
much.
at the start of the film, the kids are watching a TV show called Teletubbies, which is like I
Yes.
don't know if you had it in America,
Teletubbies. Oh yes,
but
we did.
they're dressed
Oh
in the
yeah.
same colors as the Teletubbies, and it's playing
Yeah.
like a death metal version of the Teletubbies theme when
Yeah.
they're fighting the zombies. So it's just so out of place, and a lot of people will.
The
For me,
tone.
I was like, "What is this? This is a fever
Yeah.
dream." I thought like, nah, surely he's just
Yeah, a
gonna
fever
snap out
dream.
of it, and
It
yeah,
feels like a fever
and maybe
dream.
he's
You're
just
right. It's
he
so
wakes up,
tonally.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it turns out that the guy who's like in charge of these weird, different tracksuit wearing people, he is the boy from the beginning because his dad was a
Right.
priest, and
I didn't know that in the beginning. I
his
didn't know that at first.
his dad was clearly crazy. So at the beginning, we've probably
Yeah,
should
he
have
was
said
nuts.
this.
Yeah.
His dad is a priest with like a cross, and he's like laying down. He's like sat down in front of the altar saying, "This is what
Right.
we
This is the end of
deserve. This is the
times.
next.
Yeah.
This is
Right.
God's cleansing." And he's gone
Yeah.
crazy. Now, if that's his dad,
Yeah.
and he's been brought up around
True.
that, he's not. This is like day one of infection, probably, or a couple of days in.
He could be already mentally
He's
unhinged a little
probably
bit.
already a bit crazy anyway. So the kid is probably already a bit mental anyway.
Yeah.
Grown up. So his kid is wearing the cross that his dad was that he gave to him and said never lose faith at the start.
He's got it upside down, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's upside down now.
Yeah.
So, and he says, "My name's Jimmy." Now he looks exactly like Jimmy Savile, who, if you're not
Yep.
from the UK, he was a guy who raised a lot of money for charity. For
Yeah, he
like
did a lot of good things. Great things.
Children's Leeds Hospital.
Yep.
Leeds Children's Hospital. He built like an entire fucking section. Did a lot of charity work.
Yep.
But he was a radio DJ. But also,
There's something with, yeah, there's a little bit something with him, huh? There's some sort of bad.
he was always very. I remember when he died. It didn't come out till he died.
Yeah.
But I remember saying to my mum, "He looks like a pedo." Him. My mum was like, "How dare you? Do you know what he's done for charity?" And I was like, "He just looks like a nonce, though." And then turns out
he
was a giant nonce. Like he abused so many people.
He's a monster. He was a monster.
People knew about it in the industry, so it's still even a big thing today. Like, his grave had to be removed. Like his body's still in the ground, but his gravestone's gone because people would.
There's a fantastic. I mean, there is a great documentary on Netflix about it, and it was fascinating.
Is it the drama one?
No, it's him. It's a documentary.
You should watch.
I don't know.
There's a Louis Theroux one, I think, where Louis Theroux interviews him. I don't know if you've watched any Louis Theroux.
No, I don't think so.
That's interesting because he goes around and you can just tell at that point people knew. Like there was always like allegations, but he was a powerful person that would just he was friends with the prime minister.
He was connected to the royal family. He was friends with the royal family,
and that's another thing. Like he had a lot of ties. So So the drama you need to watch is with an actor called Steve Coogan. It's brilliant.
Okay. I'll have to check it out.
It's quite a difficult watch, but it's fantastic. If you can find anywhere to watch that, it's brilliant. But yeah, it's weird that that's clearly who they're alluding that he is. And at that time, in 2003, it was before he was exposed.
Exactly.
I don't think
and
kids
that's what
would
they're
have been
even
mad
trying.
on him, but they're all modeled like him,
even
aren't they?
saying that.
Yeah.
Right? And they were trying to say that like this is how like sometimes things can get misremembered, right? Like, and I get that what they're going for there. Like obviously they know he's a horrible human being, but by then they wouldn't have. But there is a weird part of me that's like, okay, guys, but this is still a movie.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Why are you giving this guy any type of?
It could have been anyone. It could have been.
It could have been anyone. But I get that they wanted that reaction.
Yeah.
It's probably they want this. They want the conversations. They want the reaction. You know what I mean? They want exactly what's happening now. Two fucking dopes talking about it. You know what I mean?
And for all we know, that's how the film ends. He goes, "Oh, I'm Jimmy, join me, come with me, son. I'll keep you safe," or whatever.
He goes, "Okay,"
and then it just ends. For all we know, number 2 will come out, and then he goes, "I'm just fucking with you. I'm not called Jimmy. My name's Bob. How you doing, mate?" And then they all take the tracksuits
Yeah,
off and they
true.
go, God, I hate wearing stuff like that. Until we know people like, and they're just like tribal people. It could be that, but I doubt it. I think they're going to go in a
That'd be
weird
funny.
direction with
So,
it.
yeah,
Um,
they're just probably a fucked up cult.
yeah.
They are. It sounds like, yeah, just a cult that never really grew up. They
Mm,
fight and kill, and you know what I mean. They're kind of stunted, and I get that's what they're going for,
yeah.
but it
So,
was the whole vibe of it.
mm,
It just was weird at the end, and I feel like they could have done it in a different way.
because
So that
for
could have
me,
would
the
have.
the first part of the film is fantastic. Like when the
Yeah,
son
I do
and
too.
the
I agree.
dad are out, it does feel very reminiscent of 28 Days Later when like the camera
Yeah,
work, like they have the camera because it's all shot on iPhone. That's the big thing, and they have it where the dad will shoot an arrow and it'll go from one side to another, but in all the shots like
I was a little
simultaneously.
mixed on that. It's not
It
as
was. I
egregious,
felt
but
it
some
was
people were mixed.
overused, but it was only used at
Yeah,
that bit of the film, weren't
that
it?
moment, and they
And
abandon,
then
they
it
kind
was
of get
that
rid of
never
it.
did it again.
It's
So
like, so what's the point?
yeah, but I think those bits were great, like when they were being chased, because the camera work
Yeah,
was
for
like
sure.
all over, and you were like, "Oh my god, why are you stopping and trying to shoot? Just keep running." So you
Yeah,
felt at that point that they could get the dad was going to get bit, or maybe the son was going to get bit, or they were going to get separated, and
right.
that's what the film was going to be about. But if the film would have just been all that, like they've got back to the beach to cross and the tide was in, and I know in real life it's out every day and it's in every day, but fuck it, it's a film, like it's zombie, it's infected.
Okay,
Why not have it that once the tide comes in, it's
I
in for
like
3
that.
days, and then they're
Yeah,
like, shit, we have to get out of here. There's a load of
where we
infected
have
coming,
to.
and then all of a sudden the doctor comes and he's like, come with me, and he like throws embalming fluid on him, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, trust me,
Yeah,
and the infected just run past as if nothing there, and then
right.
maybe
Helps
they
them.
go that way with it, and he helps them a bit. I think that would have been more interesting than what they did. But I liked it, but it doesn't make me excited for the next one now. I'm not as I was really excited for this film. The next
I
one
was
now, I'm
too.
a
Oh,
bit
me.
like,
Yeah,
I'll go and watch it
that's
still.
how. Yeah, I'll still
But
watch it, and I'm hoping that maybe they take like some criticism that they've got from this, and they
yeah,
go, "Hey, we can still," or or it's one of those things where it's like, "Hey, we can still make this up in the next one,
yeah,
or it'll make more sense in the next one." But I kind of feel like that's a weird cop. It's kind of a cop out because I still want to judge this movie based on its merits.
exactly.
I don't want it to be like, "Oh, well, this movie kind of sucks, but it's better until you've seen this
Yeah,
one."
yeah,
So that's
that's
a little
don't wash for
shitty
me. Yeah,
because the ending, I still feel like they could have had him get rescued by this cult. That's fine, but they are flipping around and just it feels very just like Ninja Power Rangers. And I get it. There's so many people like, well, that's how it's supposed to feel. Blah blah blah. It's like this isn't the vibe of this.
I,
This isn't like. Like they shouldn't be flipping around. They could still kill all the infected. That's
I
fine.
wouldn't
Like
be bothered with it. For me, it's just the way the film went. If what would have made it, and I would have still let them do the same ending if they'd have done it this way.
yeah,
So instead of them darting the alpha gets killed as the doctor gets grabbed by the head. The alpha just
sure.
dies, and then all of a
Oh
sudden,
yeah, you
there's another
said
hand
this. Yeah,
comes and pulls the kid up, and it's his dad, and he's
yeah,
like,
that would have been
"Fuck!"
great.
And then
I
like that would make more sense. The film could carry out exactly the same then. So the son and dad go back and then they go, look, we got a baby. It was birthed by infected, and then they're all like,
Yeah.
oh, they all
Okay.
draw bows and like, you're not coming in with a potential
Yeah,
infected.
true.
You're
Yep.
banished. Well, we're not going to leave a baby. And the kid could be like, I'm not leaving the baby, Dad.
Yeah, I'm not
Mum
leaving this
told me to look
baby.
after
Yep.
him. And then he's like, okay, son, I'm coming with
Oh,
you then.
fuck.
I'd have
Yeah.
been completely fine if that's the way it had gone. And then the son and dad go out with the baby, and they come across this, and let's have a wacky ending. Why not? But I just feel like it was poor decision on poor decision, and that's where I was like, by that point, by the end, I was like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like,
Yeah.
so I like the film, but I wasn't crazy on it. If I had to rate it out of 10, I'd give it like a 6. And that's not like me saying
Yeah,
it's a
see, I'm
terrible
kinda
film.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I just think it's
That's kinda where I stand
yeah.
on it too. Like, I liked Spike. I liked certain things they did here and
I
there
loved
with
all the
it.
characters. I think they were all really good. Even like I thought the soldier would be a bit annoying, but he was annoying in the right ways. Like
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, so and the doctor was great.
Yeah, he was
Um,
Ralph Fiennes is awesome.
the
I
mum
love him in
was
anything.
brilliant.
Yeah, she's
Spike
great.
was good. The
Yep.
dad was good. So
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't like anyone where I thought, oh, they're a bit of a weak link to this. Everyone was brilliant. Like the mum did a good job, but I think the kid just he was very believable throughout. Obviously, he can't be in control of that. He just is now able to shoot. That's not down to him. That's the writing. But I feel, given with what he was given, and he's such a young lad anyway, he did a really good job to say
Yeah,
that.
no, I agree.
And the guy who's his dad was like, well, Craven. The
Yeah,
guy who plays
he's a
Craven.
great actor,
He's a good
though.
actor. Yeah, he's a fantastic
he's a
actor.
great actor.
So he had someone like that next to him, and he came out for me looking like he did a better job than him. Not that the other guy did a bad job, but yeah. So yeah, that's 28 years later. I feel a bit disappointed, but it was never going to live up to the original 1 and 2. I would still say it's the worst out of the 3, but I wouldn't say that
I
that's
agree.
not a reason to go watch it. If you liked 1 and 2, definitely watch it just to see where the world's gone, because there's things that we won't have spoke about that we have missed or just forgot about that's just interesting to see. So and I'm curious to see where they're going, but I'm not excited to see where they go now with it.
That's how I am. I'm curious. I'm hopeful that they, like I said, they just take some criticisms and and they don't just listen to the people who love it.
Yep.
It's like I feel like there's some problems, and just listen to it and go into it. I think the father will come back, the doctor will come back. Like they can do all that. Those are great characters. They obviously have to deal with this cult, so that's cool. Like I feel like they have set up. They've got a couple of pieces set up that they just need to make like a little more smart decisions going forward,
definitely
with the story and just they can recover from it. But you're right, I'm more curious as opposed to like, dude, that was fucking awesome. I can't wait for the next one. Like I just don't want this franchise to turn into either Fast and Furious or it turns into Mission Impossible where it's 28 centuries later, this is the 7th one, or this is Vin Diesel now, and
they could keep going but just do different, just unrelated stories, and just do that was the northeast of England. Let's do now about the southwest of England, or do Scotland, the Highlands. I know the start is set in Scotland, but yeah, they could do all sorts with it. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird. Yeah, it's definitely weird direction.
Yeah, I hope with this one, like I said, they just listen to both sides, pull from everyone, pull from the people that loved it, pull from the people that hated it.
But it is scoring very well. That's my
film.
worry. Like
I know,
96 on
overrated.
Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm like,
that's fucking overrated.
There's not one bit of that film where I'm like, yeah, that I can see why you'd say that. Like, there's good bits to it, but it's not. It's not even a 70. Like,
no,
and that doesn't, for me, like, people would think a 60 is a shit film. No,
I
60
agree.
is like, okay, it's on TV,
solid.
I'll watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
or,
it's good.
Or we're watching this tonight. Do you want to chill? Yeah, I'll watch it with you. Like a 40 or like a low 50 is like, nah, I'm not gonna watch that again. I'll watch it once.
Or we'll watch it to laugh at it or something. Yeah, like right. That's a Craven.
Well, I've not watched that. We definitely need to have like movie nights where we just watch absolute utter garbage.
Or the Resident Evil show, or whatever.
We do. We need to.
Or the movie.
I think for October we'll do that. We'll watch.
It's a good idea.
The series at least,
and just laugh at it. Just Mystery Science Theater. Just fucking make fun of it the whole time.
So yeah, that was 28 years later.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Interesting. That's my one word review. Interesting.
Interesting. That's good. That's a good one word review. I second that.
Yeah. Next one is Death Stranding 2. Now,
all right.
I don't know how much you want to go in depth with it.
Sure.
I was thinking maybe for episode 4 we do a 2 parts for this.
Okay.
Because we're about just under 2 hours now.
Yeah. How much?
So I've got maybe like, for me, real life now, I've got like 35 minutes max.
Okay.
But what I don't want to do is go, so let's rush through this. That's fine. We will not do that.
Okay.
We'll just do until I'm like, we'll do for Death Stranding, and then don't feel like you have to rush through it. If that's what we're talking about now, we can cut it there, and then we can upload this as part 1, and then we can do episode 4, part 2, where we cover the stop killing. Because I really want to go talk about stop killing games. Because
we can even talk about that. If you don't want to talk about Death Stranding, save that for another time. Let's do what you want to do.
I think we do Death Stranding because
you want to? Okay.
Yeah, because you've played a lot of it now.
Sure.
And who knows, next episode, if because we probably can reconvene another night this week and do part 2 or whatever, and then I could
Okay.
just stagger them. Because then if we're ahead, that's good, isn't it? Then if we can't do an episode, not this week coming, but week after, I could just put
Sure.
this one out then. So
Sounds good, man.
yeah. So for Death Stranding, I've not played it. I've not had hands on. It looks very good. Like visually, it looks very good.
Oh,
I will say
it's very good. It's very pretty.
I think if you don't have a
Pretty.
PS4 Pro, PS5 Pro,
PS5.
you probably you might struggle with some
Yeah.
scenes from what I've seen.
Just throw it in the trash. Go get yourself a pro.
So that's
Join the club.
I feel that's
Join
just
the
where it's
pros.
going now. A lot of games are going to be like that. So, but
That's why I got mine.
from what I've seen, it looks really good. It looks a lot more combat, more focused. But the last one, I played like 20 hours of Death Stranding 1, and I probably
Okay, so you got some familiarity with it.
yeah,
Okay.
I got to the second area, and then I really grinded it out, and I got lost like you can in this one. I'm guessing, just doing side stuff that.
Yep. That's what I've been doing.
So, and I feel that I could probably count on one hand how many times I got into fights with guns and shit. Whereas
right, and Death Stranding 1 was heavy on that, and Kojima even said it over and over. It's like there's combat, but it's definitely kind of in the background. It's not the forefront. It's more about the walking, delivering the packages experience. But what I'll say is he did kind of debate people, because if you give Death Stranding 1 a good chance, maybe 10 to 15, 20 hours or so, you get into it, it does pick up. And I know for a lot of people, they're like, fuck that. And I get that. I understand that. Red Dead Redemption 2 kind of, I feel like it's in the kind of the same camp, where some people, to me, that's a 10 out of 10 game. It's so fucking good. And there's other people that really hated it, didn't want anything to do with it. Oh, it's too slow. I gotta loot bodies. I gotta open drawers. Like they just want to play games. They want to jump in, get the thrill. And Death Stranding to me is that type of game where you slow down, you stop and smell the roses, you enjoy, because it's so fucking good. But and you're right, with 2, it is definitely more combat oriented, a little more action, not much, but definitely tilted in more action.
I think that's the good thing that they've took on board.
Yes.
What people thought, oh, it's just walking from A to B. It is, but there's more to it than that when you actually play the game. But I think the thing that it could have done with more, at least the sections that I played, is just give me something else to fight rather than having to hold my breath and hide from things.
So, and
BTs, I think, and they're cool. Don't get me wrong, but just give me another enemy as well.
Too. True, they are a little bit cooler in this. And here's the thing: what I'll say is, I got 2 gripes with Death Stranding 2, and it kind of leads into my same gripe with Death Stranding 1. But go ahead. But but yeah, finish what you were saying.
Oh, no, I was done. Like with I feel like they've seen that, and that I'm not blowing Kojima, but for me.
Oh, please blow him. I'll blow him.
Yeah, I think he's definitely, he should be highly respected.
He made Metal Gear, man.
Yeah,
he's done enough.
He has brains, and I think
he's earned it.
I understand he must be really difficult to work with, because
I'm sure he is.
Really high standards.
Yeah,
but look at what he produces when he's given the resources he needs and the time. Look at what he makes. He makes look at Metal Gear. I mean, the story for
time
that.
after time.
Even when you go back and play Metal Gear on the
Zone
NES
of the,
and
Zone of the Enders.
Yeah.
He's made an underrated series of games that people probably don't even know about. But in they're fucking awesome.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like anything he really much does is fucking amazing. So
and he's more hands on now. So he's even directing scenes for this. There's been interviews with Norman Reedus, hasn't he, where he's been saying he's telling me to do this. There's not much direction sometimes. He's and now there's a whale, and he's like, okay.
I saw this. Okay.
So maybe with that, but I think that's not him. I think that's more of a language thing, probably.
True, it could be,
because I've never really seen Kojima speak English, so
I think he knows very little.
Yeah, so he's probably very limited in what he can do. But yeah, I mean, I think he's very. People think, oh, Kojima, he writes fucking movie games. And he does, but he tells a good story.
He does. He's pretentious, I'm sure. But he does tell a great fucking story. He's good at it.
So,
and it's smart.
And I feel with Death Stranding, if I'd have given it more time, I'd have fucking love the story, but I
He's
moved
well
on.
researched.
Yeah.
He does his research too. He probably surrounds himself. Maybe, hopefully, he surrounds himself with good people, good producers, good whatever assistants, whatever you want to call them. His dev team. It feels like he surrounds himself with people that make him better too. He kind of feels like he's a Gordon Ramsay of that art. Like he has the confidence, he knows what he wants to do, he has a vision, but he also surrounds himself with the best that
definitely.
can deliver on that vision.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He probably doesn't like to be told, no, we can't do that. That's not possible. That's how you get people. That's how you make Metal Gear Solid. That's how you make Death Stranding. You know what I mean? So he is savant. He is pretentious. I'm sure he said, oh, I'm making my own genre. This is going to be a brand new genre. It's like, go fuck yourself. It's not a brand new genre, but it is great.
Yeah, but when you play it, you're like, okay, name another game like Death Stranding.
True.
And people would say,
absolutely right.
Oh, well, any walking sim. No, it's nothing like it.
No, it's
the
not.
delivering
It's
things
different.
is like it and walking through areas, but yeah, there is no other game like it. It is weird.
No, you feel like a badass post-apocalyptic FedEx guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where the coolest moments where you feel in Death Stranding, you've got your cargo, you've got your assault rifle out, and you're just kind of walking. You know what I mean? And like you're just kind of delivering your package. You don't know when the shit's gonna hit the fan. If you're gonna run into a bandit camp, if you're gonna run into BTs. But where I'll get into my gripe with my first. I guess we'll go into my gripes before I start sucking its dick.
Yep.
Number one, the melee combat, it's kind of meh. It's definitely better, but it's something about it where in Phantom Pain, I know he's not Solid Snake, he's not Big Boss, you know what I mean? Sam, the main character, he's supposed to be, he's competent, he's strong, he's scrappy, he knows how to use guns, you know what I mean? But I get that they don't want him to be Big Boss. He's not Krav Maga, Jason Bourne and people. That's fine, and you do kick people's ass. You always are outnumbered. You're generally if you're decent at shooters, I'm playing the game on brutal, and I haven't really had too much of a struggle. Some of the BTs have kicked my ass, so I'll go into some of the boss fights. Those are good. That's really give you a challenge. But in terms of like fighting the bandits, it's a little easy, is what I'll say. But again, I'm a decent gamer, so but it's not too hard. But if I can understand, you probably play it on normal if you just want to fucking
just
not have the sweat,
not
have the sweat experience. But okay, so my first kind of gripe about it is the melee. It's better than one. You get some cool melee weapons that give you better combos and shit. So, but it feels a little janky.
Yeah,
it still feels a little janky. And my second complaint would be at least not at the moment. I'm still kind of early on. I still say I'm like in the first third of the game is what I'll say. There's not a lot of emergent events. What I'll say is kind of like in Red Dead 2, where you're just kind of like going from point A to point B.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, something will happen, right? Some person's like, "Help!"
There's a purpose to
exactly. So you always kind of know, okay, I'm delivering this route. I'm good. There's a bandit camp here. You never really run into bandits out in the open. And I was kind of hoping, and again, I'm still early on, so maybe that changes. Every so often, you'll get things called gatequakes. That's really cool. It's like an earthquake. All of a sudden, like the fucking mountain might shift, and all of a sudden, a bunch of boulders and shit come down. So it's like, holy, that type of shit's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't yet to really affect me though, like to be in the middle of it.
Kind of a timed event that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They need more of that type of shit. Not overwhelmingly. You don't want too much of it.
What I'm imagining what you mean is like it's not really the same thing, but in Final Fantasy 15, you'd be out maybe hunting an animal or whatever, and then all of a sudden they'd have a drop ship that just drops dudes off. You just want something random like that, or just have all of a sudden a patrol car break down as you come over the hill. And there's a car and there's loads of guards there. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
That would be cool.
I think
exactly.
Yeah, I get what you mean with that. It does look very like just unless you're going through a zone that's got BTs, unless you go into a bandit camp or whatever they are,
you got it.
You're probably not going to need to worry about bringing it into anyone. So
now there are threats. There are threats that aren't from, and I don't want to get
different to the first. Yeah.
Yes, I won't get into spoilers, so I'm going to avoid
Mm.
spoilers. But there are different threats which are cool, and you have to kind of worry about and think about besides BTs, besides bandits.
Oh,
But yeah,
okay.
I do wish that there were just a few more emergent style events. I know that it would. He doesn't want to ultimately change the flow because you want like
Hmm.
I love those slow moments where you have your routes, you're delivering packages, you're going through terrain, whether you're on foot, whether you're on a vehicle. Like I
Yeah.
love that. You got music playing. There's an actual in-game music player, which is
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, I've seen.
And
That is cool.
you unlock music in the game, and you could turn it off if you want to listen to your own music. That's fine. But the song, what I'll say, the soundtrack is phenomenal. Same thing with Death Stranding 1. I love the
Same
soundtrack.
with any
It,
Kojima game. Like, look at
yes,
Metal.
he
Like,
knows.
a lot of people will say like Metal Gear 5 it doesn't feel Metal Geary, and but I would say you've not played it to completion, and you've not done the whole story because it is the
True.
most.
I love Phantom
For
Pain.
me, it was.
I do love it.
It pains me sometimes to admit it, but it arguably is the best Metal Gear for me personally. Just because
Okay, I could see that. For me,
you felt like, although you're not Big Boss, you felt like you could, you know what I mean? You feel
yeah. Oh,
strong, you feel OP, you feel like
the gameplay play loop is amazing.
yeah,
It reminds me of like that is like pre-Death Stranding.
mm,
Like you have your base, you're going out on missions, you get a fucking helicopter, you have your army doing things back at the base. Dude, that was Metal Gear like Outer Haven realized.
yeah,
No, Phantom Pain was incredible. And even the story, you're right, it kind of does take a back seat, but playing it again, it is really fucking good.
oh yeah,
And the use of music and
oh,
the
so
just
good.
the whole the going on a missions and just you using stealth, or you can just decide to use
No,
open
I'm just
up
gonna
and
go in
just
with bazookas.
go ham. Right, I'm just gonna go ham on this. Like I would do the missions kind of stealthily, but then I would like take out outposts like in the free out in the open. I'd be like, I'm just gonna go ham. So you can get your kind of
Mm,
your cake and eat it too. You get the best
yep.
of both worlds. And that's how Death Stranding is gameplay wise.
Okay.
I just want to go back to the music. Like, so
Mm,
you're getting that slow pace. You still get those moments, right?
yeah.
The stopping and breathing and enjoying the game. It's
Hmm.
awesome. But yeah, if I feel like every so often they need those emergent events. And again, I haven't gotten far enough. Maybe there are. Maybe that type of shit starts to happen. But at least early on,
It's not
I'm
too.
pretty.
Yeah.
It's not too. Yeah, I'm doing a loop. I'm delivering packages, and I love it. I'm still having a great time. But yeah, I feel like if they just spiced it up, that would
Mm,
be perfect. That would be the cherry on top. But there are, of course, there's a lot more danger. There are areas with more BTs in
yep.
them. There are areas of bandit camps and shit like that that you can take down. And the cool thing I like that this game does is when you take that bandit camp down, it's safe for a while. It will eventually get
They'll come back
repopulated,
later,
but
but not
they will come
right.
back. But it is safe for a
I
while.
wonder if it's
So
going to be a bit like so with Metal Gear 5 and I think even Snake Eater did it.
sure.
I think actually a lot of Metal Gears did it. Um so it adapts to the way you play. So for example, I know in
I don't
Snake
know.
Eater if you take guards out with tranquilizing them in the head, later on in the game they'll all
They
wear
wear helmets and
helmets.
shit. Yeah, you're
So
right.
and in
Yep.
Metal Gear 5 it was even more. So if you took out um I don't know. Let's say you've called in airstrikes, or you could call in your helicopter
Right.
to come and take out.
And you
They would
rely
just have
on it.
anti-air, and they'd shoot your
Yep.
helicopter down.
You
So
got it.
it was brilliant, and I love that. It keeps you on your toes. It's a bit like Alien Isolation was like that. If you use the flamethrower against the xenomorph, you'll scare him off, and then after a bit, he'll
A couple
fake out and he'll
times.
pretend to run away,
Yeah.
and then he'll just charge you.
So you had to
So
use different all your tools at your
yeah,
disposal. Yeah.
so yeah, I think if hopefully they do that with this. I have seen there's like robot guards or something in
Yep.
this,
Yep.
so I
I
think
fought different.
that's
Yep.
probably what you're alluding to. That looks pretty cool. I think the whole game looks really interesting. I'm gonna play them both in December. I just didn't want to. I've like fallen behind. I had a month off streaming because of my computer, and then I've fallen way behind on where I wanted to be at this point of the year.
Sure.
I wanted to be on JRPGs by now, and I'm not.
Okay.
So I definitely am not going to play it on release.
Hey, it's a good problem to have,
But
man.
yeah,
The
yeah,
games
I'd
are
rather
always
have
going to
too
be
much
there.
than be like, well, I've fucking
Yeah.
played everything. What am I going to do?
It's an awesome problem to have, man.
So it
Their
does look
games are always going to be there.
very good, and I like. I can be immersed. I love getting immersed in a story. And it looks like one of those where, with the first one, I can't remember. Something came out when I started playing Director's Cut, and I just
That like pulled you off it.
just pulled. And then I tried to go back,
Yeah, it
and I was
happens to
like,
me.
"Ooh, I can't remember really the gameplay." And
Right. What was I
so
doing?
yeah, and I was like 20 hours in,
Yeah.
and it was too. I was too into it to start to learn at that point. If you get me, so it makes sense when just starting
Yeah.
again.
Starting again. I do the same thing. If I haven't played a game in a long time, it's like I'm just gonna start
Yeah.
again because I don't really know what's going on. So, I'll definitely take breaks from shit. But
Yeah.
but yeah, no. In terms of like to answer your question on that, I think the game alluded to like if you take over an abandoned outpost, they might get stronger.
Yeah.
So there is that level of they're gonna change. They
They'll,
are gonna kind of
yeah.
adapt to
Might
your
put
attack. I
walls
don't
up
think it's like
somewhere,
so
or
right. I don't think it's so smart. Like you can't use this specific thing, but they'll get like more armored pieces and they
yeah.
become like stronger variants of them. Because there's like bandits and there's like stronger armored versions of
I'm
them.
guessing
So
also that means like better rewards as well, because that's what a lot of the
yeah.
game is. With the first game, especially what I played, it would kind of, you could go to places that were high risk, but then you would get better rewards. You get like, I remember going in and getting like a level 3 weapon, and I only had level 1 weapons at that point, and I was like, oh shit. So although there were scary dudes here, I'm getting better stuff for it. So it kind of encourages me to maybe not go, oh fuck going in there. I kind of did the opposite and went and investigated it more. So
So yeah, what I'll say is like, and I get, and I'm only saying this so like I'm playing it on brutal, and I
yeah.
went back and forth on that. I was like, do I play it on normal? Do I play it on brutal? But I'm still using the chiral network, and I'll go into the fucking chiral network. But so I like because I get all the benefits of that,
Mm.
right? And I still feel like though it's a very big boon. It's a huge help, but it's more quality of life for me. I want the gameplay like in
Is
terms of
that
the
the online
difficulty.
thing where you get
Yes.
things? Yeah,
Ye-
okay. That looks that
Yep.
that
So
is that's the part of the game that is, for me, the walking sim isn't unique, is it? It's that is probably what Kojima means,
yes,
is that's
that's
what's
why I
new.
like. It's
Um
the shared yeah, it's the
yeah.
strand. It's that shared connection of I can lay a ladder down in my game, and in your game, you
It'll
might
be
use
there.
it. You know what I mean? It'll be there for you. It's just cool, like the porters working together through
Yeah.
the chiral network, which
Because
is like online.
yeah.
You don't see them. It's very Dark Soulsy. You don't see them, but you can help each other,
Mm.
and that's what's cool about it. And if you want to go balls to the wall, you don't want to play that way. You want to build all the bridges, use all the ladder.
Then
You
you can
want to
do it.
do it. You can do that.
Yep.
You can turn all that shit off. So,
I
but
think that alone, hopefully Kojima's not been a dickhead here and patented it like a lot of companies do, like Pokemon, for example.
oh, that's a good point. I don't know if he did or
I
not.
don't think
Or the
he's the type
Nemesis
to do that.
system
Yeah. I
for Warner
I
Bros.
really
Yeah.
do think he has a passion, and he would like. I think he would like people to suck his cock and go, "Ooh, they've copied me there. They've taken my
Yeah.
idea."
Oh, for sure.
I think a
Yeah.
series that would do really well with something like that would be, imagine Elden Ring like that. It kind of does have its thing where people put down their
Yeah.
think ring finger butt tower, but it's useless. You know what I mean?
Right.
But have
Right.
something
No one
like
really
that where it
can.
is like an open world, and have it as, okay, I don't know, have like a chest, have like community chests that you could go and choose to open, and someone's left arrows in it, and then oh
Yep.
well, maybe I want to use ranged here. I think something like that, especially like if they're gonna keep Souls open world, which I really hope they don't. But if they had something similar to that in it, and then because everyone does generally go in the same direction in these games,
Yeah.
and this proves
Sure.
it. But this is
Yeah.
kind of to help you even more, so you do know you're going on the right way. Because
Yep.
I'm like, I've got footage up now. You won't be able to see it, but he's just driving through the desert, and it
Yeah.
is just a vast desert. And it's like, well, he's kind of going on a road that is kind of already made for him, but it's only made because so many other people have gone over it. So,
Can you share your screen? Because that's what me and Otis do. I just don't want it to fuck your shit up.
yeah,
That's
I
the only
could, but
thing.
it would unalign all the cams.
Okay, yeah,
I need
fuck
to
all
do
that. Don't
that
worry
for
about it
next
then.
time. That's what I meant to do earlier, but then I got distracted watching what are they called? Faunus. Is it Faunus?
You
Like the
got
group
distracted watching Foreigners.
Foreigners, yeah.
Crossing the border.
Like what are they called?
God
The
damn it.
like group of guys who used to work with Achievement Hunter. I've never really watched him, but I was fucking pissing myself before you came in, so I got
Oh, I don't think I've
distracted.
ever heard of them.
I can't remember what they're called. Faun, Faunaus. I think that's what they're called.
Oh, okay.
They're probably my recommended. That's a big distraction anyway. Who cares?
No,
I
that's
was
good.
watching some shit. But yeah, I hope that other games take, because I think it's a really cool thing that he's made. I just get that people probably see it and just think, oh, it's a walking sim. No, it's not for me. But there's more to it than that, and clearly.
There's a lot more to it. And again, Death Stranding 1, I understand. Like the argument was, well, it takes 10 hours to get good. To me, like I was hooked right away. Like I loved the world, I loved the atmosphere. I knew right off the bat, like this was going to be kind of like a me type of game. And I love Kojima, I love Metal Gear, but some people fucking hate Metal Gear. They don't like stealth, or they don't like the long cinematics. Like I get it. Like this is a game, like it's not for everybody, and that's great. If you hate it and it's not your cup of tea, I sure don't play it. But for me, I feel like this is going to be my game of the year. Like I feel like it is so. If Death Stranding 1 was 9 out of 10, this to me is 10 out of 10, and I'm a third of the way in. Like it is so goddamn good. It's one of those games that if I'm not playing it, I'm thinking about
Yeah, you're
it.
thinking about
It's
it.
like RE4 remake. It's just so satisfying and fun. And what it does from Death Stranding 1 is it kind of kicks off the shit right off in the beginning. Like, yeah, you have your first where you're walking a little bit, but in the very beginning, it gives you an assault rifle and a handgun right off the bat.
So
You
you
don't start
know
seeing
that,
those
yeah.
types of guns till fucking 20 hours in, I want to say, to Death Stranding 1. You do get gear and weapons and shit in Death
But
Stranding 1,
it takes a
but it's
long
like,
time, yeah.
it takes a while. Like you get the bowler gun. You get the bowler gun pretty
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
late into this. So you do start dealing with shit right off the bat and threats. And the world is really to me it's like Death Stranding 1. It's very intriguing. It's fascinating. It's beautiful. Like and it's the story is just really good. It's
Yep.
interesting. You want to know what's going to happen next. So all of it combined to me just makes a fascinating universe, and the gameplay loop is so fucking good. It's like it just
It's
what it makes me
addictive,
think of.
and
Yeah,
yeah.
it's addictive, and it just gives me those Red Dead 2 vibes where when the action hits, it kicks off, it's fun, it's satisfying, but then it has those moments of quiet peace. Like you can camp, you can rest, you delivering packages, and I have the chiral network thing on, and obviously it's part of the game. Like it's, because I like the quality of life. I don't always have
Yeah.
to build every bridge. And if you want to be like, no, I want
To do
that
everything.
challenge.
That's
You can do
fucking
that. And you can even kind of customize it to where it's not like completely customizable. There's like two modes. You can turn it off, or you can have it to where you can still get like gear, but you won't see structures. See, I like having the whole thing because like it's cool. Like when you get to a new area, it's not connected to the chiral network. So you get that kind of challenge of, okay, I've got to do this on my own, right? Like it's up to me. It's the gear I've got on my back, whether I got a car, but it's up to me. And then you connect the place to the chiral network, and then you start to see, oh, okay, now there's some bridges here, there's generators here, there's timefall shelters here, so I can repair my gear, or you know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. I can repair my packages. Like it's just one of those games where it's a lot like Phantom Pain, right? Where you're always like, oh, I'll just play for one more hour. I'll just play for one more hour, and
I'll
you
do
just
that
keep
mission,
going.
and then
Exactly, and you just keep going and going. Okay, I'm just going to deliver this one loop package. Like I'm just going to deliver this, and you just get like just looped into. And as you're driving along, you're using the Odorec, whatever, your scanner, and it's finding other packages, and you're like, okay, so I'm loading things up, and early on it gives you access to vehicles, so you get them real early.
Yeah,
So
in the
and
last one you didn't get him.
it took a while.
You
It
got a
took a
bike,
while.
but it was shit, weren't it?
Yeah, and I
Constantly needs
liked the bike.
charging, but in
Yeah,
this
and I liked the
there's like a
bike.
trike, and it's like a
Yep.
three-wheel bike, and then I've seen the other vehicle that you can sit on, and it looks really good. It just looks like they've listened to a lot of the feedback,
Yes.
a lot of the gripes. It's a bit slow, so they've gone, okay, well, we'll throw you right in this one then. Um,
And if you want to play it like, you know what, I'm just gonna do everything on foot.
yeah.
Like, I just want to do it that way. You can.
Mm,
There are some missions. I've done one where it's like, we want you to do this in 2 minutes. And
yeah.
it wasn't even like a main order, it was like a side mission. So that's where I hopped on the trike,
Yep.
I loaded that thing up, and
Just
I
go.
just went.
Yep.
You know? So you can do that, but a lot of it's just based on some of it's how is the quality? Like, did you bang it up a lot?
Mm,
And if that happens, I don't even really give a shit. I more or less just want to complete the orders. Just get them done because you level up each
yep.
area, right? Each place you go, and the up to 5 stars maximum. And let's say like and it gives you an incentive to go there. So okay, here's your package. You're gonna go to this distribution center. So this is kind of the loop of the game. And then you load up your gear. You get to the next place. You drop it off. You might get a 1 star or 2 star automatically leveled up, and they give you a unique piece of gear, whether it's a new gun, it could be like a battle skeleton, so you can like attach it to your legs so you can run faster
Yeah.
and hold
Or
a lot
hold
more
more.
weight.
Yep.
Right, you're constantly unlocking cool shit, whether it's cool weapons or quality of life stuff to make it easier for you to deliver.
Yeah.
Like, I love that loop. So that's the incentive. You're delivering packages, and if you just want to be like, you know what, I just want to do the main story, the main packages. I don't give a shit about this side stuff. You
Mm.
don't have to. But if you want to get kind of the cooler shit, you know what I
It's
mean? The
gonna.
cooler weapons, the
Yeah.
cooler gear, it
It will make it a
incentivizes you
bit
to do
easier.
that.
The grind
Yes.
doing it now, it will make it easier going
Yes.
forward. You have the better shit. Yeah. No, I like
Yep.
it. I think I really like the premise of the first game. I tried to go back and I couldn't, and that was a me problem. It's not anything that I thought was
Sure.
wrong. It's also
And I
one
feel
of
like
those sorts of games that I feel you're either gonna, it's either your thing or it's not. It's not.
yes,
I wouldn't say it's niche, but it is very cut and dry, and it's
it's
like,
divisive.
yeah, it's a bit like Metal Gear. You don't really see
Yeah, it
you
is.
don't see people that go, I don't mind Metal Gear. You either get people that love it or you get people that
Yeah,
go, it's fucking shit. And I only
right.
like Metal Gear Rising because it's not Metal
Yeah,
Gear. Well, it is
because
Metal
it's like
Gear,
Devil
but
May Cry.
yeah, it's just Devil May
It's
Cry and
Devil
it's
May
totally
Cry.
different.
Yeah,
So
yes,
yeah,
yeah.
I feel this is very much like that, and I'm glad because I'd rather it be that than fucking everybody go. Because that's one thing that puts me off. It puts me off anything if everyone is shouting, singing its praise. It's why I didn't play. Well, I didn't play Expedition on release because I didn't get code instantly. But I didn't. I'm like put off as soon as everyone's going. This is the greatest game ever. This is
Yeah, I
incredible.
know.
Then I'm
I
like,
was too. So,
is
oh,
it?
Jesus.
Unless it's something that I've really looked forward to. But I remember seeing Expedition and thinking, oh, it looks so interesting. Didn't get a code, so I was like, fuck it. I watched people play it. I thought, it looks all right, but can't be that good. And then I played it myself, and I was like, yeah, okay, I can see why
God
people
damn
like it.
it. This is fucking good.
But this
Yeah, I
looks like one
know.
of them that I know I'll like because just looking at it, I know I like it, and it has like a good. Yeah, I like the one I have played already. So
It's intriguing. The story is very intriguing. You want to know what's happening next, but then you get caught. It's very much like that Skyrim where I want to do the main story, but then you get caught up in the side stuff.
mm.
Delivering the packages
I thought the
and again, it's up to
later
you.
Yakuza's
If
are
you want to
exactly the
do
same.
that, yeah.
You
If you want to do
opens
that,
up and then
you
you're like,
can.
shit. I don't remember what the story was. It's been
Yeah.
fucking 5 hours since I did the last main mission. So
Right,
yeah,
and that's how this is too. It's phenomenal, and I feel like if you don't want to play Death Stranding 1, if you're just like, I want to go into 2, what I
could you
would
do
do and
that?
what I did, yeah, hell yeah. And here's what I would do. I would go watch IGN even put one out. This is all the shit that happened in Death Stranding 1. You can watch a
Ah,
20-minute
okay.
video and get a nice a nice quick, this is what happened. Are you gonna remember everything? No, it's
Mm.
fucking batshit crazy. But at least does give you a kind of a up-to-date refresher.
Yep.
And the game itself has its own. This is the events of Death
Oh,
Stranding
okay.
1.
That's good then.
So I would do both of those. I would do both, and then you're at least kind of have an
Mm.
idea of what's going on in the world and shit like that. And then you can go into 2.
I
But I still think you should. 1 is
Yeah,
phenomenal.
I think if you like the look of this, if you're on the fence about buying it, should I get it? If you like the look of it, it's a no-brainer to just go and buy the first one and play that. And because that
I
one
would.
that's cheaper,
It's a
And
great
if you don't
game.
like that, then you're definitely not going to like this one.
I
So
agree.
yeah, I do that for sure because it's not as if you're playing a PS3 game. Not that that's a bad thing anyway, but it's not like you're playing a game that's 30 FPS and 720p and it crashes all the time. It
Oh no, it
runs
runs
nice. It looks
beautiful.
just as
Oh
nice.
god, and it's stunning.
So yeah, I think I'm very excited to play it. It must be frustrating for you because there'll be things that you'll be like, oh, and this is really good, but you probably don't want to spoil. I'm gonna be honest.
True.
I watched Keanu play. There was a section I watched Keanu do, and I won't say because it's. I don't think you're anywhere near that part, but I said to him, I put in his chat, I was like, this doesn't look like Death Stranding. This looks like another game. I was like, what is going on? And he was like, you should
Yeah.
be here now. This is like big spoilers. But I was like, I have no idea. I didn't even know this was Death
Dude,
Stranding.
I was playing Death Stranding the other night, and Boots was watching me. She said the same thing. She goes, "Are you still playing Death Stranding?" I was like, "Yeah, like this is Death Stranding." Like, what? Because like so many times I'm just like driving a car,
Yeah,
delivering packages, but then all of a sudden I was on a big combat, and I'm just
yeah.
fucking going ham, and it's like all this shit's going popping off. It's crazy. It's like it feels right. It's almost like a completely different game, but in a good
In a
way, in a
good way, yeah.
great way, and it changes up the pace when you've had that moment of peace, and now all of a sudden it's like holy
Okay,
shit.
we're gonna throw something at
Yeah,
you now.
whether we're gonna throw something at you. So no, it's really good in that regard. Yeah, like I said, I'll stay away from spoilers. No, I can definitely still give a good kind of um good idea of it without spoiling it.
Hmm.
Another thing I would recommend, if you've played Phantom Pain, if you love Phantom Pain, if you love Metal Gear, I think you should give Death Stranding a shot.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's definitely not as action packed as Phantom Pain, but the second one is leans a lot more into the action. You can and if you decide, you know what, I'm not going to fight, I don't like dealing with the bandits, you can go
You can
around
do
them.
that.
There's always ways to do it, and I feel like it gives you more options.
That's good.
BTs, you're gonna definitely run into BTs and shit, but I feel like
Throw your piss at
if you're
him.
good enough at yeah, you throw your piss and shit at them. But I feel like if you're good enough at games, I deal with them.
Yeah.
I have got blood grenades on me. I've got the shit to deal with them.
Hmm.
So that would be a tiny, maybe a minor gripe. Is I'm playing on brutal, and nothing's really given me a
It
good
doesn't feel
chance.
like you're on brutal.
Besides, yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't. Besides bosses, the very first boss I fought killed me. So I was
Hmm.
like, "Fuck yeah!" Like this is a good fight.
Yeah.
And the second boss I fought wasn't as hard, but it was fun.
Yeah.
So the boss fights are fucking cool. I will say, I'm really
I
impressed with the
remember.
boss fight.
I think in the first one, I think it must be the first boss. You fight like the giant whale.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. Like you had
Mhm.
to climb on things and then throw things at it. It was really cool. So
No,
I hope like
and
the bosses are just different. It's not just copy and
yeah,
paste the same. Because I don't think I did many more bosses in the first game, but I doubt it was very much. Okay, you fought one whale. Well, here's two whales. Or
yeah.
here's a dolphin.
What
You know,
what I'll say with the bosses, I've only fought two, and they're both. I mean, the pretty much the strategy is shoot it,
yeah,
run, shoot, throw grenades, but they do have cool attacks and
yeah, like
shit
different
that you
stuff.
have to worry about, and
Okay,
things like so they have cool mechanics to them. They're intense and they're fun. So they're not. I wouldn't say they're very groundbreaking,
mm,
but they are fun. I will say, and they're big and intimidating.
yeah,
So that's what I like about them. So, but yeah, ultimately, yeah, so the loop delivering the packages, and then you've got the main story. You can kind of go at it whenever you feel like it,
yeah.
you know.
It is.
So
That's
and
what I liked about the first one is it doesn't say no. You got to go and do 12 side missions before you move on. Once you
no,
get
no,
to like the next base, it gives you a cutscene, and then it goes right on to your next part. Or then you can choose to turn around and go and finish the other requests you had.
right.
So
So it's up to you, and it's fun. I
yeah,
love doing that.
I like that.
Some people hate it. Some like Moist was talking about it. He's like, he goes, I'm really enjoying this, but the delivering packages shit, he hates it. So I get it. Some people aren't gonna like that slower moments,
Mm,
but in this one, they make it a lot easier for you. They give you vehicles pretty early on, and they make it to where if you want to sidetrack this, make it easy, you can do it. And if you want to make it harder for yourself, and try to take on more and just I'm gonna do everything by foot, you can do that. You can make it that challenge. Me, I kind of do what I like to do when I get to a new area. I go on foot at first because I get kind of that slow. I want to enjoy what I'm looking at, kind of
Yeah.
like that stop and smell the roses. So I go on foot, and once I kind of discovered like an area, and I'm getting into that. Okay, I've got 4 or 5 places I can deliver shit to. I get kind of a loop, right?
Yep.
That's when the vehicle comes into play.
Yeah, yeah.
I load up the
Once you've done
vehicle.
them on foot, then yeah, I get that.
Yep, and you feel like a badass FedEx man, dude, and I know it's like, "What?" But it's fun.
Yep.
You're just driving around and you've gotta deal with the environment. Oh, maybe there's BTs along the path here I gotta worry about or kinda drive around them. Oh, okay, there's a bandit a group here. And like I said, my own and I know I already complained about it, but a little more emergent vents, and this would be fucking
Yeah.
perfect, where, "Oh, there's a couple of bandits kind of walking around here, I gotta deal with this." But once you kind of get in your loop, you know the danger. There's always BTs in this one area. There's always bandits in this one
Mm.
area. So if they kind of changed that up a little bit, I think it'd been fucking perfect.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of a minor gripe that I have.
Mm.
So besides that, it's just that gameplay loop is so addicting to me. Just back and forth. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, you know what? Now I'm going to fight some bandits. So I'm going to equip myself with,
Yeah.
more gear in that regard. And if you play smart, you have I have I don't need
Yeah, you
anything.
don't
I
need.
have
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
exoskeletons, I have ammo clips, I have everything I ever gonna need. You know what I mean? So, but I feel like if you're struggling,
Mhm.
then you lower the difficulty.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? But I feel like pacing wise, it's phenomenal. I'm just looking forward to the next thing, the next order. And if you get kind of okay, I've been delivering for a while, I'm kind of bored of this, go down to the main mission.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
exactly.
you know,
Yeah, I feel
but
that's good. I feel it has for perfectionists who want to 100% everything and do it. It definitely has that side of it as
well,
well.
there's a
But
lot
it,
there.
I think
Yep,
the
there's a
majority of
lot.
us, people might say I'm hardcore and I do everything. If you watched me, as much as I love Final Fantasy and Yakuza, I do as much of the game as I want to do, and then as soon as I feel
Yes,
like
I'm the
I'm
same way.
like with side stories in Yakuza, at start I'll read them all, I'll be really interested, and then some I'm
Yep.
just like I'm really not bothered. And when I get to
Yep.
that point, rather than force myself to fucking do 100%, and then I'll not like the game as much, I'm just gonna go right. I'm gonna move on now from this, and I'm gonna just do main stuff. And then if I feel like I need or I get an itch, I can go back and do them. Like
Got it.
that option's always there. So
That's funny. That's the same way like how I play too. Like I used to be more that like I gotta do
force
everything.
was like,
I
yeah,
gotta do all the side
no,
content
can't do
and
it.
then I'll do the main mission. But no, I'm like you. I get to a point where I'm like, okay, I gotta do some main story stuff. And Death Stranding does a good job of keeping you invested.
Mm,
You are excited for the next
yeah.
thing. Like there's no spoiler. The next thing I have to do is go rest, right? I have to go back to I'll say my home base
You
and
sleep?
rest. Yeah, no, oh my god, but I know it's going to trigger the next
Yeah, yeah.
story mission,
So
the
you
next
know that
cutscene,
he's gonna
and I'm
dream or
excited.
whatever, and yeah, or
Right, and
yeah.
or you're right, you gotta talk to the next
Hmm.
story NPC, and they're gonna tell you, "This is what we got going on."
Yeah.
So, that's what I'm excited for, or I could just keep delivering shit if I want to, you know what I mean? So, it's up to me. So, I'm like you, I get to a point where I'm like, "Alright, time to do some main
Yep.
story shit." So,
I feel
you know,
it's definitely the best way to be. Obviously, some people are like they don't
completionist.
have they're either
Right.
completionists or they're good with their money and they're like, well, I bought this for
Right, they just go.
however much, and I'm gonna do everything till I put the next disc in my PlayStation. I get that side of it, but for me, that's not me. I can't.
And there's some people that are like fucking just mainline it.
Yeah.
They just beat it. And they're like, "Oh, I beat it in like dude, Moist is like, "Oh, I beat it in like I think he said 25, 30 hours or
Mm.
some shit." And I was like, "Bro,
You didn't do
I'm
any side
fucking
stuff.
50.
Yeah.
I'm 50 hours in and I'm a third of in the beginning. Dude, you can put so much fucking time into
Mm.
this game. Like I love it. I know I'm gonna be playing this game for a long time. So there is plenty of game here. If you love Death Stranding, there's plenty of game.
Mm.
So, or you can just jump in for 20 hours and be done with it.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I
Like,
like that it's got
yeah,
because it's probably intimidating to some people, and they'll think,
sure.
"Oh no, that's a like some people, even if it's above 10 hours, they're just like, no, I just play online games. It's not for
Yeah,
me."
for sure.
But to know
No,
that it's really no longer than like Red Dead. If you were to just rush through that,
No, if you just wanted
so
to run through it, yeah.
yeah, and I
Yep.
feel it is for me. It will be like a Red Dead sort of game. Like
It
I
is.
prefer
It's
Red
very
Dead
much
1 to 2, but I loved Red Dead 2. But for
yeah.
me, I don't, unless someone redeems it as like a 24-month game or Red Dead
Yeah.
3 gets announced and I'd end up going,
No,
oh,
I
we'll play
have
the
to fucking
trilogy.
play it.
I don't have any inkling to ever revisit that game. As much as I loved it, and I thought when I played it and I got like the final credits and I'd finished it, I was like, that was fucking great. That was a good game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I remember saying, never again. It's too
Yeah.
much game.
Oh,
And
I hear you. It
and
makes sense.
yeah. So I think that's how I'll look at Death Stranding when I come to playing them. I'll love them, but I like with Metal Gear. I've had an itch for a while now to play Metal Gear again.
Yeah.
Whereas with Death Stranding, I don't think I'm going to be like, oh, that was brilliant. I'll play it every year. Like, no, I don't
Yep.
think I will.
No, it makes sense. I beat Death Stranding once, and I tried to play it again, and I love Death Stranding, but
Just
it's
couldn't do
like
it.
I couldn't do it. I was excited for 2, and it's been easier for me to I'll just watch a retrospective. I'll just watch
Or
a
watch someone
this
else
is what
play it.
happened in 1,
Yeah.
get yeah, either that or just like a 20-minute refresher,
Mm.
and then I'm ready for 2. That's it. That's all I did for Death Stranding 2. And then I watched their like this is what happened in 1.
Yep.
So because yeah, I just can't as I getting older and I got kids and shit and life and
Well,
work,
that's it,
I don't have time to like I'm gonna play the first one again.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes I'm forcing it. I'm like, oh, I'm forcing this. No, I want to
Also,
play a game and I want to enjoy it.
I
I want to enjoy
feel,
my time.
especially I've learned this with Final Fantasy Rebirth. I was going to play a remake before, and then I watched Ruthers do that, and then
Yeah.
as he played it, he was like, oh, this wasn't as great as I remember. And then I think if I'd have played
No.
remake before Rebirth, I would have had to take a break halfway through that game.
Yeah, it's too much.
And
You're
I
right. It'd have been
almost
too
did
much.
anyway with it, how it got, because it got to a point where I was like, well, I want to do everything because it's a Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
But,
Rebirth. What was?
yeah, fuck me, that game. We could do a fucking
Yeah.
entire podcast on
Well,
that.
we did.
Yeah,
But
well,
we didn't
yeah,
do.
if we
I
did,
know.
that's funny.
But that's
Um,
when we were kind of still starry-eyed, like,
yeah,
"We have
yeah,
problems with it," and we did shit on it, but we're like, "I'm still really enjoying it."
yeah.
Now it's
Because I
like,
think me and
"Jesus, fuck
Keanu,
this
oh no,
game."
we'd not finished it by that point. Yeah, and I think
You
after
guys are
the ending,
further.
like, yeah, for them to change possibly the biggest event in Final Fantasy VII and call it a remake, and I get it's like a kind of a reimagining sort of thing, but
Yeah.
it's wild to me that you're going to change the biggest event and the biggest like emotional thing that happens in that game and make it meaningless. Really, don't mean
I
anything
didn't
now.
I didn't
So
like the fucking spirits to begin with. I thought that was stupid. It was cheesy and cringy. If you wanna change things, fine. Just
mm.
fucking change them. You don't need to have some sort of in-universe
I
multiverse
did kind
reason
of like that
why.
because it could have been like, oh, we're trying to change things,
I
and the
know, and
spirits
they
stop
wanted to
it from
keep it.
happening. But then
Yeah, I know.
it
I know why
teases
they were
all
there,
like
but
how Rebirth ends, right?
yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just wild. I don't know. Well, it's fucking Kingdom Hearts guy
Yes,
that's
it
done
is.
it, innit?
It is Kingdom Hearts. It's
And
Kingdom
I
Hearts
played.
levels
I
of
can fucking
stupidity.
say this shit now because I played that dog shit. I liked Kingdom Hearts 3 as a game, but the
The
gameplay
story
is
is
great.
insane.
If
Yeah, I
maybe
agree.
2 is okay as well. 3 is the best gameplay. You're an idiot if you say otherwise. It just plays better. The
I
story in
agree.
all 3 is moronic. It makes
Yeah,
no
it's batshit.
sense.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a
batshit
bazillion
crazy.
people. It's just rubbish.
And there's a lot of people that look like the other people too.
Yeah,
There's how many different Seth Roth type looking guys,
yep.
long dudes with long gray hair, dudes with spiky blonde hair, dudes with black spiky hair. You're
Mm,
like dudes with long down hair. Like who is this guy now?
yeah.
Oh, he's part of the council. And the dudes with black robes, dudes with heartless. No, they're nobodies. They're nobodies that got turned into heartless. No, it's fucking it's Pepega. It's completely ridiculous.
And then
It's
with
insanity.
and I get like it was a risk giving him Final Fantasy, but they should have said, "Look, this is the one of the most beloved games. You do
Yeah.
not change the base story." You know,
Yes, I agree.
it,
Rebirth was
so but
yeah.
for them to change, like now, Aerith being dead don't matter because she's constantly appearing next to Cloud, and apparently we're trying to change it all along. He knows it was going to happen, and then she does, and then she just dies anyway. It's like, well, what did we go through this whole? Why do you tease it all along?
Tease it.
It's
I
just
mean, because
weird.
I'm sure they were trying to do red herrings. You know what I mean? They don't want you to be like,
Mm.
oh, are they going to change it? Are they going to keep it the same? Like, I get why, but to me, I got rid of. I gave Cooped Rebirth because I just got to the point where I'm like, this side content's
It's
fucking terrible.
rubbish.
I
Yeah.
don't. It's boring. The world is beautiful. The story is great so far. The combat is good. I wish the enemies were a little bit more interesting and fun to fight. But even where I got to, the enemies started to get kind of cooler. And dude, I'm so glad you brought up Final Fantasy 15. One of the little tiny touches they did. One of my favorite things about it. Right, you'd be out in the open world, derp, 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 and a fucking dropship would
Yep.
fly over your head, and I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I
First time
remember
that
playing
happens, you're like, what?
yeah.
Yeah.
What? And they dropped soldiers down on you,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oh shit, that was fucking
And at
cool."
night you have
And
like the
and
Iron
I'm like,
Giants, don't you? That come out the
"Yeah,
ground.
right." They have these. That's awesome. Do more shit like that. Don't overdo it, but do more shit like that. And that's where like Death Stranding 2 and games like that and
Should
what
definitely
was what
take
we
from.
were right could take from what were we just talking about?
Rebirth.
Rebirth, right? Why couldn't they have Shinra soldiers
Yeah.
are literally looking for you? Have them flying around in helicopters, and every so often they like, oh, they find you and
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
drop Shinra troops down on you, and it's a fucking fight. Most of these, I'm feeling most of the world you're running around in, there's nothing there. There's
Well,
treasure chests with dumb shit in
the
them.
minute you
There's little
leave,
enemies peppered in here and there. I feel like I'm just
I
running.
remember
I'm
the
just running through this.
first night I played it, and when you get out the small town, I can't remember. I'm too tired to even remember
Calm.
anything. Yeah, calm. The minute you get out of
I know it's
calm,
getting late.
I
I
went,
know we're off
right,
the
we're
tangent.
open now. I'm going to go and
Yeah, here
explore.
we
And I
go.
checked every nook and cranny, and I didn't get in one
Yep.
fight. There was nothing.
Yeah,
There
there was
was
nothing
items to
there.
pick up, but they were like a shard, a mana shard, or
Yep.
whatever.
Boring shit.
And I was like, this is. And I literally was running about for 3 hours. I uncovered everything in
This
that
is
area.
this is coming from a guy that played Death Stranding.
Hmm.
Like Death Stranding is not designed for you to
Yeah.
explore the world really.
You don't do
It's
it
hard
like
to
that, do you?
describe it. You
Hmm.
don't do it like that. You don't just go, I'm gonna pick a point and see what happens. No, nothing will
You
happen.
know, in
You
Death
will be very
Stranding, to
disappointed.
go to a base to get missions
Yes.
to then explore. You know what I mean?
And it gives you
And that'll tell you
reasons
where
to
to
kind
go and
of go
explore.
off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it gives you reasons to go off the beaten path and
Whereas
shit. You will find reasons.
Rebirth is
Yes.
like, oh, you should know that that's how it works, and you have to progress the
Yeah.
story to then. And then they give fucking
Lame.
Chadley a phone. He's the most annoying thing ever, and they give him a phone,
Fucking
so
hate
he
Chadley.
constantly doesn't leave you alone.
God, I hate him. Yep. Hey, Cloud. Oh, fuck, it's Chadley
Yeah.
again.
Hi,
Oh, what's up, Chadley?
you missed that bit of five material on the floor next to you. Don't you need it?
Okay.
You've only got 72 others
Ugh.
in your bag. It's like, fuck me.
Chadley, thanks, bud. I'm good. Dude, we should do a skit. Right there, we could do a skit on Chadley or some shit. Like, hey, Cloud, you wanna oh fuck, it's fucking Chadley again. Like you and Tifa are about to fucking have sex or something. You're getting wild, and then Chadley, hey, Cloud,
That would actually be
you haven't
pretty
fucked
good if they did that in the last one, like when they do get it on. Maybe have Chadley butt dial him or something, but
yeah, no
that'd
shit.
be quite funny.
Hey,
But...
Cloud, I see you're about to fucking bend Tifa over. I'm gonna send you the Kama Sutra. Give you some
to
positions
level
you
up
could
your to give Tifa maximum orgasm.
Oh shit! At least would have had some
Ugh.
fucking use. He's such a fucking cuck. I hate Chadley.
Yeah,
He's so annoying.
there's
He
so much about that game that is just.
do you want to do the summon fights and have them be out in the world and you can discover them and fight them that way? No,
No,
fuck all that.
a
We're
virtual
gonna have them
VR.
locked in the Matrix for you. Like, are you fucking kidding? Oh yeah, I know we're going way off on a
No,
tangent with
it's true
reviews.
though, and
We
it's
can
funny
shit
because
on it.
I left a comment today, because it's the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy 9, and all the comments like remake it, remake it. And I was like, and I left a comment, and it got quite a few likes actually,
Yeah.
and I didn't really explain myself too well, so, but I'll have a look. It's got loads of comments and shit on it.
Nice. Let's go viral, baby. Get them likes.
Oh, that's the wrong comment.
Death Stranding has likes. You put likes on everything, dude. I'm hardcore liking things like a madman in Death Stranding.
So it's got
Oh, yeah,
123
get
likes.
likes.
I put, do not
Sweet.
remake this like 7
Yeah, fuck
remake.
that.
Just
Yeah.
upscale it, or do like what the Meguri mod has done, and that would be perfect.
And everyone's gonna look at Expedition 33 too
Yeah,
for inspiration, like, look at that, and I don't like turn-based, and I'm even saying, look at that if you're gonna do that.
and I
You
said
if you wanna
it'd be nice.
go
I
ahead.
because people are like, no, but that's not a remake. We're just going to bring the same game out with upscale. It's like, okay,
Remaster.
okay, well, remake it then and do the graphics all again, but
Sure,
keep it
mhm.
as the same premise as it was before. Don't change anything with the story. As daft as it was, like with 9, there's not really much complicated storylines anyway. I just think it's a bit slow from when you get out the cursed forest. So they would probably struggle to keep people engaged. So they would probably bring more shit in at that point. But I think I just put it. It'd be nice to look at, but they're just gonna if they do it like remake 7 remake, they're just gonna fill it with fucking fetch quests and change the story or put some weird spin on something that happens, and it's
It's weird.
oh
Someone has some weird I don't know what dev, somebody has their hand in this that they need to kick them out. They need to look at games like Witcher, and they need to look at games like right, keep the story the same, but if you wanna make it better, you need to have people around you to go, no, this is bad. Don't do this. Don't put their fucking dance scene. That's stupid. Cut this. Do if you want to make it, if you have some good ideas and you want to, but you need to, again, surround yourself with people that can call you out on your bullshit and say, no, 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 this is kind of shitting on the original. This is
yeah.
shitting on the legacy. Let's not do this. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But I'm all for like you get great remakes like the RE4 remake. So I'm all for doing things differently, changing things up. But if it's not better, don't make it worse. Fucking don't touch it then.
Don't if
You
it's
know what I
not broke,
mean?
don't fix it. And the story,
Right.
there's
Yeah.
nothing. That's why I do not fucking ever think of remaking 8 because they will change so much with that game.
I
Um,
want them to, but I know. I
and I'd
know.
love
You're
to
right.
see like it in the graphics of 7 remake in 8.
Yeah.
Make it turn based. Still, I don't think they've they've even proven that having someone who did Devil May Cry's combat, they made the combat boring in 16. So if they had someone who was that good at combat and that sort of action, make it boring, then you ain't getting any better than that. So yeah, I think it is quite a tangent, but it needs to go back to turn based. It's proven it now. It needs to go back to turn based and open world and
Yeah.
slow progression of open world like Expedition does it
Yep.
perfect. Literally, they've proven now that's it. That's the standard that they need to that is set. And if the next Final Fantasy isn't turn based, isn't as like open world like that, then it's people are just going to start getting bored.
And I'll throw it back to Death Stranding a little bit. It does the same way. It's kind of an open world. It opens up you are progressing
Hmm.
kind of in a path, in a linear path, but you open up a whole huge area.
Yeah.
And then you can explore that area by delivering packages and doing different things. So it gives you you're excited to explore the next area. You know what I mean? And there's different biomes, different environments. Final Fantasy could learn from that. And you know what? If let's say they remade 8 and they said, okay, Coops, you're in charge of it, get your fucking turn-based bullshit combat out of here. Get it out of here. I don't even
Mm.
want that shit. But what I will do is it doesn't need to fucking turn into Dragon Ball Z or Goku or Dragon or Devil May Cry. Those are great shows, great gameplay, great games on their own merit. But I would look at if you want to bring back combat. Yes, I realize they're going to probably go turn based because of the of Expedition 33. But if you want me, I say look at the games like Final Fantasy 12, where
Mm.
make Squall and them have real time combat. You can
Yeah.
trigger it, but you doesn't need to teleport over the fucking screen. I need to uppercut
Yeah.
a dude and then follow him up into the
Juggle.
air, hit him
Yeah.
50 more fucking times,
No,
hit him down into the fucking
I
ground.
think that
Just make it a little more grounded.
yeah.
You can give me limit breaks, you can give me magic, but make Squall fight with his gun blade. Like
Mm.
one of my favorite cutscenes is 8. How him and Cypher get in that duel. It's so fucking good to me. Use that as inspiration for the combat.
Mm.
It can be flashy, it can look good,
Because
but
they
you
could
don't have
make
to
it
go
look cinematic,
overboard.
but
Yes,
and you're not doing all the like Devil May Cry fucking combos.
you
That
got
wasn't
it.
even a thing. There was no combos
No.
in 16 and 15, so they could make it look cinematic with like a Gambit style. I think if they just made
Yeah.
it in like a bit just interactive, so that's where for me I don't mind turn based. If they're gonna uh, make something in it that I have to dodge or maybe have to block, like
True. If they wanna
Expedition, I think
or
that's the
Legend
way
of
to do it.
Dragoon back in the
Yeah,
day, where you
definitely.
have some sort of gameplay. See, and that's where, like, I'm just done with turn-based. I really am. Kingdom Hearts kinda broke turn-based for me. I just love getting in the
Mm,
action, but I understand turn-based is great, people love it, and they want it to come back. I get that. I understand it. I'm just in a different camp.
mm,
I'm over here. I appreciate it from a distance, but I'm done with turn-based. But it doesn't mean that you still can't do real-time action games and not go ham with them,
yeah,
not just go completely overboard. And I think Rebirth kind of leans too heavy, and 16 leans too heavy into that Devil May Cry, where they could have imagine. Okay, let's go back to 7 for a matter. Imagine Cloud fighting with the Buster Sword. Now, I don't want him to be fucking swinging it like, oh, I can't help it, but like he just fights in a decent, does a cool
yeah.
combo, and then you can do cross slash, and then you can kind of. I just feel like you have like you can just do everything. You're just
Mm,
teleporting, flying all over the fucking place. You limit breaks constantly. It's kind of that Kingdom Hearts 3 effect of here's all these different things,
yep.
like you're overpowered. You're too like in 16, you're too fucking powerful. I love Clive. I love the story. I love the vibe of 16. I love the world. The side mission sucked, and Clive was just way too OP for me.
Mm,
That's all it is. And I feel like they just need to tone that back a little bit. Get with the groups, get with the you rely on your team.
mm,
In 12, you relied on your team.
mm.
You know what I mean? You have the and if
And
you want to have a gambit system,
they had that in
that's
Rebirth
awesome.
because
Yeah,
that's
you
the
had a
thing they got
team.
good with it is that when you ran about the
Yeah,
world, you were in a group and you could
sure.
see like if you didn't have everything in your party,
That
she'd
was
be on the
awesome.
outskirts and she'd be
Yeah,
shooting
that's
things in.
great.
That was cool, but
That's fucking awesome. That's
yeah,
great.
the combat was bored. People will say, "Oh, the combat was actually really good." It wasn't. It was just fucking mash, 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 mash.
That's
Go into
it looks good.
yeah.
It looks good, and it
But
is
when you play it yourself
good.
and you play it for 50 hours, it's not good. It's boring,
And I
isn't it?
love Kingdom Hearts combat too, but
That's the
you're right.
same.
It turns
Jump,
into
jump hit, jump
X
hit.
X X X X
Yeah,
X X, and you're just teleport. Nothing feels
yeah,
tough.
yeah.
You're just, and whereas I think if they toned it back, peeled it back a little bit, made enemies dangerous again, populated the worlds, had good side content, made chests that you found weapons, gear, cool shit, and you
Don't
need to
add
see
like
your
the
gear.
randomness that 12 did, where if you open that chest now, you don't get anything.
Oh no, that's
But
stupid.
I
Don't do
do
that shit.
think they should add
Don't
some
do
sort
that.
of element of not maybe RNG a little bit, but not to the point
Sure,
where
that's
you can
fine.
never get that item. It's just you have to get a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
way. Like you have to
Sure, or you have to
synthesize.
buy it, it's
That
expensive, or yeah,
that's
or you have to synthesize
that's
it,
where I
yep.
think 9 could work, but they have to definitely get the combat right and
Oh.
not change
Yep.
anything. Because you got a
No,
lot of the
I
weapons
do.
by you learn your abilities through weapons or armor, and then once you're done with them, unless it's the ultimate
That's cool.
weapon, you then synthesize it with another blade and make like a way better one, and then you learn
Yeah.
different abilities from that. So 9 for me, a lot of people have the majority of people I speak to haven't played 9, and I think it's because it came out right at the end of the PS1, and they'd probably done what I did back in the day. I played 10 before 9, tried to go back to
Yeah.
9, and I was like, this is shit. Look at the
Yeah,
graphics.
too.
Don't have
That
voice
was
acting.
great.
I got
Yeah.
out the evil forest or the cursed forest, and I was like, well, this is boring. I'm not even taking in the story now. I'm bored.
Yeah.
Whereas with 10, although that has its gripes, it does kind of keep you in, and it's easier to sort of get past the boring bits because it has voice actors.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome for its time. It was the first I think the
Mm.
game I first played that had voice acting. I was like, "Holy
Yeah, yeah.
shit." It felt cinematic, cutscenes, and yeah, it was definitely, for its time, it was excellent.
But yeah, we went off on a bit of a tangent, but
Yeah, I
Death
know, we went
Stranding
on a Final
2,
Fantasy tangent.
um, yeah,
Play
I'm
it, it's
excited.
great.
Coops
Deliver
recommends it.
packages.
Coops hasn't
Highly,
cooped it
highly
yet.
recommend it.
I'm guessing
No, I
by
no,
part
hell
2 of
no.
this, Coops will have probably cooped it, and
Yeah.
we'll have to re-record this bit. But
Yeah. I got halfway through, fuck it. I'm done with it. Threw it in the trash. No, it's great. I'm definitely looking forward to maybe even going into a spoiler, by the next time
yeah,
we talk or whatever, or
when
even maybe after that even,
yeah, like
like the next
we
few
could.
shows or something.
I'm guessing by the end of the year, I want to try and beat it before the
I
end
don't
of
want
the
you to
year.
play it. That's true. That's true.
So,
That's a good point. I don't
and
want
I
to
mean,
spoil it for
to
you.
be honest, I'm not even that fussed. We could even, because Keanu's beat it, we could even get Keanu back once you
Oh
beat
yeah,
it.
that's true.
And I'm not bothered. I'll just sit here and be like, ooh.
It's up to you.
Because I've
Yeah, it's
seen
up to
some
you.
stuff, and I know some stuff, but I don't have a clue who anyone is. Like,
Gotcha. It's like bits and pieces of it.
there's
I
a
gotcha.
Raiden-looking guy with a sword. He keeps popping
Yeah,
up
I've seen
whenever I've
him.
watched
Yep.
thingy. I don't know who he is. No idea, but yeah.
Yep. I don't
He looks
either,
pretty
but
cool.
I've seen him.
So, yeah, I'd like to, because Keanu was good last time, so it'd be nice to. He's
Hell yeah.
finished it.
Oh, fuck yeah. We can
So I'll
back on
give
here.
him a heads up and be like, keep this in your head. Don't forget what happened in Death Stranding.
Yeah, it's just it might be a minute because I'm saving
Oh
my
yeah,
time.
but I'm not gonna
I'll let you
be
know,
saying
though.
next week, Coops. You need to get it finished.
Oh fuck no,
Yeah,
dude.
we're in no rush, so
Go fuck
don't worry.
yourself.
We got a million things to talk about.
That's right.
That'll be it for part 1. This will be out on YouTube when it's up. When you can see it, that's when it's up.
Yeah. Yeah, hell
and then
yeah.
we will probably, we'll speak after this, but we'll get together either a night this week and just do the second part or whenever.
Yeah.
Hell
yeah.
But yeah, we part 2. Don't forget part 2. We'll be talking more about probably talk about more about Death Stranding. Coops might have put a few more hours into it by then.
Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, I will.
We'll be talking about Resident Evil mobile game that probably will be announced by then, so we'll be able to give you more information on it.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
give you our
we'll have
thoughts.
some gameplay of it.
If we're going to be maxing our credit cards to get shiny Leon Kennedy.
Right.
And talking about stop killing games and some other Twitch stuff that we want to talk about as well. That it's too late for me. I'm working tomorrow, but I'd love to talk about that now, but I can't.
No, I hear you. I gotta get some sleep too, man. I hear you.
So yeah,
I hear you.
Thank you again, Mr. Coops.
Yeah, of course.
As
Dude,
always,
awesome.
thank you everyone for watching.
Thanks for listening.
And
yeah, thank you guys.
Part 2, episode 4, part 2 will be out very soon. But thank you for watching part 1. Comment, like. I don't know what you do on Spotify. You can
Tell
comment,
your friends,
because Dave did comment. Thank you everyone who's followed. And yeah,
I'll read
always
them.
in the
We read
comments,
them.
if you feel like we could do something different, if you feel this, then please feedback. We won't take offense. That's the only way we're going to get better at this. And yeah, thank you. And if anyone wants to give us money, then just contact me just on stream. Just donate a lot of bits and subs, and yeah, that's fine. And then I'll probably give you VIP. But yeah, thank you. I love you all, guys. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.
And we will be back very soon.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye.